The following show features reviews from wildly unprofessional critics operating without the supervision of professionals. The thoughts and opinions held by these individuals are not to be taken seriously and do not come from a place of intellectual integrity. This show doesn't reflect the opinions of Criticless or its users. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's time to finally stop the constant flood of filth and propaganda coming out of Hollywood. Fill the airwaves 24/7 with that garbage. We gonna do the same thing.
I'm still here, you shit eaters.
What's up? What's up? What is up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to another Criticless Cast Unhinged. We are here. We are back. We're late and a little disheveled today. There's been chaos here in the studio, but as many of you know, we've got a more complex, a more intricate setup than all the floating heads in the Hollywood Squarespace. We're a multi-camera studio situation, so there's a lot to juggle around here. But we have it today. We figured it out. There were multiple things unplugged, but they're all plugged in now. Hopefully you can all hear us and see us and all of that. But I hope all of you lovely people are doing well out there today. I see an about time and things like that. So clearly I'm guessing that you guys can hear me instead of hurling insults. So like I said, glad to be back. It's good to be here. You can actually kind of hear my voice. It's mostly back, not 100%, but it's close. But of course, as all things tend to be lately, my voice is back. And even Mr. Matthew Verlack is back.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I missed last week. That was an unfortunate event.
Right.
But, shit happens sometimes.
Shit does happen. Speaking of shit happens, Chris is not here. Chris is not here.
Unfortunately, we don't have his camera plugged in, so we couldn't get the empty chairs opinion on stuff.
Right. Exactly. I know we should have done the empty chair cam, but
yeah, unfortunately, we missed it.
This current setup, though, is like setting up a whole other camera weekly. Like, if I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it. So, but it's good stuff. It's me and Matt today. We're going to have a good hang. And I am excited about what we are talking about today. And all I got to say is that I hope that Quagmire's out there somewhere in the audience, because if you did not know, Quagmire, he's been pushing for this movie for quite some time, and I think I have some really good news for Quagmire. So hopefully he will show up. He is a big heavy metal enthusiast, and apparently we're hearing that my voice isn't quite right. I'm not sure.
I don't know what's up there.
It could be the angle of it today. I don't know, but y'all just let us know. We'll see how that goes. But if it keeps sounding like that, sometimes there is a mic connection issue or something. So it's showing that I'm picking up. But
yeah, I mean, you're coming in. It's even picking up on mine a little bit.
Right. So we should be good. I don't know, but y'all let us know. But either way, I'm excited to talk about heavy metal today. Also, we got to talk about the Mario movie, because a lot is happening, and this Mario film, it's put Criticless in a real good spot. I don't know, Matt,
bro, for sure, because as I don't know if everybody knows, but I do a lot of Twitter or X for Criticless,
right?
So I've been watching a lot of the commentary flowing back and forth on there. So I'm like, yes, this is great. I saw your post the other day or yesterday about what Rotten Tomatoes scores are looking like, and
it's
looking good for us.
Yeah, it's looking really good for us. Rotten Tomatoes is doing the easy work for us, and there are going to be folks that dislike it that are outside of the establishment critic sphere. Like I see here in the chat, Eric brought up Mahler liked it. Also, not surprised though, because one thing to also know about this kind of space is that there are still your curmudgeons. There are those picky folks who aren't quite they don't like certain types of things, especially if it's overly fan servicey but not enough of the other things. So it's we'll see where it all shakes out, but the scores are coming in, and we have gotten a lot of y'all's opinions. I'm shocked at how many reviews have already come through for this.
Dude, that's what I was looking at earlier. We have 40 plus reviews, I think, or it was 50 plus reviews earlier today. And that's the thing, is we're talking about today's Thursday. Right. Today's technically the release day. Don't get me wrong, there was an earlier release. Like, you could have technically gone and seen it Wednesday, I believe, maybe even Tuesday.
Right.
But we're already in a great spot. I think this is gonna be a very highly rated movie, so. Highly reviewed at the very least. If not, I think that it will have a solid score. And but currently it's at a 75% from 61 people in 2 days. Like that's a good score for early views. Now, and I see some of you guys, like I see Jake Stanley in here, and he's like, I'm never gonna see the Mario movie. Why not, Jake? What's going on? I felt like, it feels like he would enjoy this one. And yeah, it's such a fun movie.
Yeah. I the first one, really enjoyed it. And we'll talk about Mario more. We'll dig into it a little bit more as the episode goes along. I want to go ahead, hit Culture for Boomers up. I figure Mario stuff will be our water cooler talk. And then there is some news things happening. One big piece of news I do not know if Matt saw, likely didn't, that I think he's going to be pretty excited about, that I did not know anything about. So some things brewing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see.
Yeah, and I've not seen anybody talk about this, which it did just happen today. But I think it could be good/big-ish news. So hang on for the news a little bit later. Like I said, we're going to be doing the other things as well, and it'll be business as usual. So also, multiple of you guys are saying tap my mic. There's issues. So
let's do a test.
That is absolutely picking up. Now, the question is it just me, or is it me and...
No, there was some people saying that it was not my mic.
Really?
And so that is your mic. But it's interesting because I'm looking at the soundboard, and the soundboard picks me up, but when you talk, it's picking up both of ours.
Oh, weird.
So you talk a little bit.
Yeah, I'm talking right now. Oh,
and so I don't understand why it's picking up on my mic also.
That is odd. Maybe what we'll do, we'll mute some stuff and move over my port. Maybe move my port over to that's yours. Yeah, that's the mute. Yeah, now that's yours. That should be your microphone. All right. Sorry, guys. So typical technical difficulties when you got a studio like this. All right. So y'all let me know how I'm sounding now. It is going to be technically through Chris's filter. We have different voices, so I don't know how that's going to work. Y'all let me know. There could be background noise too. I am running a my laptop's running like wide ass open right now. And there he is.
Hey,
Quagmire has made it in.
Quagmire is here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, but first, before getting into all that stuff, how's Blaine sound now?
Yeah, JJ said better, and so is Sid. So I have no idea what was causing that. It could have just been a bad connection. Either way, yeah, it seems to be fixed. So sure, great. Y'all will probably...
We'll take an easy fix today.
This will not be the first time that you guys have had to listen to me from a mic that was like a mile away from me. So which I don't know. Now I'm seeing y'all are saying it's bad again. So
is it just quiet? Because you said turn it up. So I've turned it up, but it's almost full volume for Chris's.
Right. It's cranked way up. Yeah, y'all are saying it was better for a sec, and now it's bad again.
Then is it your mic?
Really weird. Yeah, we could switch mics entirely. And how about this, Matt? You just you go ahead and talk to the chat. Talk to we can
I feel like Garth right now.
Right.
On Wayne's World. I'm just gonna be like, I'm like, hey guys, have you been have a freak out, man? Speaking of something we should review, that's what we should be reviewing. Blaine's just like breaking everything right now.
Yeah.
If you hear banging and bonging, that's what's going on. But yeah, we're gonna get that mic situated.
Yeah, so go ahead and take a look at the chat.
Yeah, that's what we have. I mean, I don't have the remote, so I can't.
Yeah, you don't.
I cannot, because I could do the. Give me that. I'm taking control. Okay, let's see.
Super professional.
All right. While Blaine is doing that, let's do some chats here. All right. Starting off, $15 from Bob. Thank you, Bob. Hey everyone, I won't be able to tune in live tonight as I'm taking my kids to see the Super Mario Galaxy movie. I hope you all have a great stream, and look forward to watching the replay. See, that's what I think. I think this might be one of those movies that's actually going to draw a bunch of people to the theaters, especially with kids. Like, I think everybody should go out and see the movie Goat. I don't think it's in theaters much longer, but it was awesome. The soundtrack for Goat was fantastic. Blaine, that you would love the soundtrack for Goat. Oh yeah. Who do we see? Bobby Valence.
Oh,
Joey Valence. They have like multiple songs in the movie. So that was a great movie. For anybody who hasn't seen it, I think it's still in theaters for a little bit longer. It is definitely worth a watch. All right, next from Quagmire. As we know, Quagmire likes to heckle the living shit out of Blaine about his review for Heavy Metal, which is funny because my review is worse. And I don't get heckled yet until we talk about it now. But I was talking to my wife, and hers is even worse. Yeah, that's the beauty. I just low expectations. Nobody cares. So Quagmire said, I never pushed for a Criticless cast review of Heavy Metal. It was only ever my intention to troll you, Ish, and take on Heavy Metal and bail Batman. Yeah, I don't know. I'm partly responsible for today's review, and thank you very much. Which is true. I was not part of the conversation about why we were doing this. I don't know if Blaine just had an itch for it, but here we are. Oh, was it voted?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would have not voted for this one.
Well, yeah.
Because this is not. Well, you guys can read my review and we can talk about it in a little bit.
All right. How am I coming through now, folks? We have switched microphones. I've switched multiple things. Hopefully, you guys can hear me now. That was ridiculous, and I've never had to do that on the spot. So, trying to decide if I even broke my headphones.
Well, and hopefully that fixes the problem.
Dude, if this doesn't fix it, I'm going to be pissed. But, well, and we used to have, if you were part of the early days of the show, then you know that that we used to have shit like this happen. Like,
you sound good per Quagmire.
Let's go. We used to have this shit happen like every week. And I've gotten it down to a fine.
Oh, dude, y'all don't even want to know. Like, we lost because we used to like record them, and we've lost recordings. We didn't have audio for recording. We'd be like 2 hours in, drunk, like, just, oh, it was terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It was a hot mess. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, one more from Quagmire, another $5 from Quagmire. Thank you, man. P.S. Notice I've never given you ish on your Jaws take. I might agree with you, but I would never admit it.
Hell
so
yeah.
Hey. You might have a agreeer there.
Yeah, well, and I'll say this. You guys would be surprised at the amount of people. I like watching Matt try and figure out how to run.
I know, take the star off.
StreamYard. Here, you go to live, Matt, and then click on hide current comment. There you go. But yeah,
it still started though.
I know it's weird. So anyways, yeah, you guys would be shocked at the amount of people that actually agree with me on not liking Jaws, some of which are quiet about it. Some of which are vocal, but I'm not alone in this whole thing about not loving Jaws. Now, that's the thing. The meme is that I hate Jaws. I don't hate Jaws. I really don't. I expect it for what it is. I just find it to be boring. Like,
I mean, and I think you're right. I don't think I've reviewed it, but that's because I haven't really watched it in a long time. Like, Xena will watch it.
You're right.
All the time, and she loves it. And I'm just like, it's fine, but it's also, there's more entertaining like shark movies, like The Meg 2, which is like 100%. Right. And just, I don't know. It's just not the most entertaining movie.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I get that it's older and all of that stuff. And I respect it for, for its place in cinema time. But it's like, even when I was younger, granted, the first time I saw it, I was like 17.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, and then even since then, I'm just kind of like, it's solid, but like, it's not something I care to see again.
Yeah. And see, Jaws was one of those movies where I did not grow up watching it. I mean, I grew up living around the water, and my dad worked for NOAA, which is very ocean oriented. And it just was not something that, for whatever reason, we just didn't watch a lot of Jaws. I don't know the first time I even saw it, the whole thing. I might've been in college or after college.
Right.
And even then I was just like, okay.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. I think you needed to, one of the things with Jaws, you need to experience when you're young, and you need to like garner that love for it when you are younger, when you've not been exposed to much horror and all of that. I think that that's a really important part of it. And to get that nostalgia, because nostalgia is a hell of a drug, where it's like Clark, my son, he watched it back when all of the kerfuffle around me not liking it was happening.
Yeah.
Loved it. Watched it like 6 times. Thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
But he also has seen very few horror films. So like also makes sense. And he's younger and freaky. And you haven't gotten to where you either do or don't have that fear of sharks and stuff like that.
Right.
So
right.
It's gotta get its hooks in you young. But I did see this awesome thing the other day, and I was gonna pose it out there. I really wanted to buy it, but it was $80. If it had been like 40, would have gotten it on the spot.
Uh-huh.
At FYE, at our local FYE,
Yeah.
they have a Jaws like replica head popping out of the water. The mouth and everything opens. It's hard. It's the mouth moves and stuff. It just looks cool as shit. And it's like there's water around him. He's popping out of the water, and it's like, yay big. It's pretty big. It could go on the shelf or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I would totally lean in and buy that. But
Right.
It's $80. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to spend that kind of money on
Right.
like a decoration.
Right. If somebody was like, hey, that would be awesome. Here's $80. Go buy it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll get it tomorrow. It's going on the freaking shelf. But not just gonna pony up for that. But anyways, we gotta get on to this freaking show.
Let's go.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. And for those of you that are just popping in, like if this is your first time checking out the show, we do call it Unhinged. It is ridiculous. It's over the top. We, swear from time to time. A lot of the times we watch videos with a lot of language and things and just get a little crass from time to time. I know some of you guys might have come from Pro Show today. So just know that this show, it can get a little ridiculous, but, that's the point. This is the Unhinged show. We like to have fun and cut loose and get a little weird. So, guys, it is time for your Culture for Boomers. And for those of you that don't know, Culture for Boomers is a segment in which we get all of you booms up to date on what is happening in the world, in culture, and most importantly, in the TikToks. Because, that's where the youths are. The youths are in TikTok, so that's where I have to exist. And all of this segment started because I was being called a TikTok kid because of my opinions on things. And now apparently everyone who enjoys this new Mario movie is called a TikTok tard. So... Dude,
What?
Yeah, man. The hurling of insults from the people that don't like the Mario movie, it's wild. They.
I mean, I get if you're just like, hey, this isn't like canonically correct or something like that.
Right.
But if it's anything like the first one, I already know I'm gonna love it because I love that first one.
Yeah. It's like the first one cranked up to 10. And now I see Corn Pop out of nowhere coming in here, wanting to know who's responsible for this audio. Is it still sounding bad, Corn Pop? It sucks. We have been fighting the absolute shit out of these cameras and these microphones today. This is what happens when I set up the show like 5 minutes before we start. That's usually not the case, but I got put on Pro Show today, and just a whole slew of things happened, and it has been it's been a weird thing. So apparently, my wife is talking about it too. So I did see Rough Night in here. What's up, brother? And I'm glad that you like our camera setups.
Yeah,
we're trying. We've been working with these different setups, getting different angles, and trying to find the right spots. I'm hoping before long we'll get an exact setup where we don't have to keep putting it back up like it used to be.
Yeah.
But for this room or another or whatever. And by the way, Corn Pop, I do have an equalizer. We've got a whole crazy setup over here.
So he's too
I
loud.
could be too loud. That is not a surprise because we have messed with a bunch of shit in the past little bit. And
All right.
I'm allowed.
I turned him down some.
Right.
Well, let us know if that's better. If he and I are more equal. Yeah, am I too loud? I don't know.
It
Well,
might
you
be
guys.
both of us.
Well, yeah, could be.
Cranked up. Either way, what this is time for Culture for Boomers, guys. Not watching two boomers try and operate audio equipment. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and dig into what's happening in culture. I've really been trying to decide where to head things, and we're just gonna kick things off with a little weird thing.
Oh, I love weird things.
I told my wife about this, and I am just on a really, really strange place on my algorithm. Like I've gotten fed a really weird things of late, and I don't know what the deal is, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying being on the weird side of TikTok.
Oh yeah,
where I'm just getting strange shit. And so I say this for you, Matt. This has 8.3 million views, and it was fed to me on TikTok specifically for you.
I like when that happens.
Yeah, you're
Let's see
welcome.
it.
Yeah. How about you go piss yourself, Matt?
I don't want to piss myself.
go piss yourself. I love how the first top comment it says all Matthews right now, and it's just pee pants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show you guys my pants right now.
Yeah, the internet's a weird place, guys. You know, the internet, people are weird. Like 8 point something million, almost 1 million likes on a video just saying piss yourself, Matthew.
That's what's the weird thing. I'm like, is that real?
Right.
Are those likes real?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have a hard time believing.
Right. I guess it's got to be, you know, which we know that a lot of the Asians, they're on the TikTok. As I showed last week with the weird Asian videos I've been stumbling into.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe it's just them that's boosting up all this weird shit because they like the weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but I'm also wondering how many Asians are still on here with all the kerfuffle with, you know, the U.S. being like, oh, you know, we're not going to have TikTok in the U.S. and then selling TikTok. Because I really thought anyways, that would drive somebody in China to create a new version of TikTok for the Asian country.
I guess, you know, it's weird. I don't know what the competition is going to be right now. TikTok's still winning, you know, they're still shorts still can't quite keep up. So now, you know, let's just keep this weird train running. This thing, 14.7 million views. Sheesh. Also, really weird. Don't even know what's happening. Don't know what this is, but you're welcome.
Morning, Dad. Breakfast is ready.
What?
I'll come back.
What is this?
It's like he's trying out for Dune.
Yeah.
He wants to be a Harkonnen or something.
Right.
But he wants to be a raving.
Clear your minds of this.
There we go.
Go ahead. We're just going to erase that. I apologize for that. And do I see oh, look at this. Look at this.
Balls.
And if you look, Beardo, you'll appreciate it what I put behind Matt's head over there. You know, we're repping the bro science back there. So you're welcome. What up, buddy? And so yeah, I don't know what this is or why it was on my algorithm, but it's really weird shit. So you know, I was talking about flip-flops past couple weeks, you know. Sure. There's a lot of flip-flop shade happening on the interwebs. And it seems to be mostly among Southern men. But, you know, I support it. I support shaming the flip-flops, you know, and this guy, he's back at it.
I'm probably going to catch so much hate for this, but I really don't care. If you are a grown man and you make grown man money, and out of that grown man paycheck, you decide to take a sliver of it and go to the store and buy you some flip-flops, you can't be trusted. I don't care if you in the middle of Panama City on spring break on the beach under a 10-foot umbrella. You cannot be trusted if you wear flip-flops.
Yeah.
Right. Like don't if you wear flip-flops, don't ever say I give you my word. You ain't got one. You ain't got one that's worth 2 cents to me. I don't believe nothing you say. I don't want to see nothing you do. You wear
you know?
Yeah.
You know, you wear flip-flops.
Yeah. I mean, I used to wear them in high school. So I lived in South Carolina.
Right.
Down near Charleston. And everybody wears flip-flops in South Carolina. And I always remember being like, I don't like these. Like, they're not secure. They don't stay on your feet very well. If you need to run, you're just screwed. Right.
If your car breaks down and you're stuck in a pair of flip-flops, your life ruined.
Right.
Instant.
Yeah. And that's when I went off to college. I went up into the mountains, became a hippie, and now I wear like Chacos.
Right.
And then I know you guys wear
no. Chacos are gross.
They're sandals.
Yeah, no,
sandals.
They're gross. Those are dirty hippies.
Why
those are for dirty, filthy hippies.
Why?
I don't know, man. They're sandals. Sandals are worse than flip-flops.
No, they secure your foot. I literally ran down a mountain wearing Chacos at full speed. 230-pound man running down a mountain in sandals. Those things were fucking awesome.
But then you get like the dirt and the rocks in between the straps, and then your feet are all gross. Ugh.
What? What imaginary situation are you making up here? You can clean them if they get dirty.
See,
and you can clean your feet too.
Some of these guys in chat, they know what's up. They're just as bad as Crocs. Well, we've and Beardo.
The Crocs are the worst.
Flops. You know, it's a weird thing. Now, I on the beach or something. This guy even says on the beach.
Yeah,
you know, you can't wear them now. And I'll say this too. Honestly, what made me laugh about this is growing up in the South. And I don't know if other areas, right, but like the South for sure. And I worked in shops for years, worked around truckers, construction guys, all this stuff, bricklayers. this is such a Southern thing. Like, just to be curmudgeon-y about some shit. Like, they'll just be like, I'll beat your ass if you're wearing flip-flops. No grown man's ever gonna wear flip-flops around me. I'll take them off and beat their ass with a pair of flip-flops. You know, it's just a Southern thing. Do people like up north do that, or like, you know, other places?
Dude, I don't know.
Is it just
I don't know.
Southern thing?
It might be a Southern thing. Everyone's just upset in the South.
Right. Mo calling them slides. That's even more fruity.
Well, that's different. Slides are different though. Flip flops have the one that goes between the toe.
Right.
Slides, in my mind, just have a strap over your feet.
Right.
So I think there is a difference there.
Right.
I don't know if it's better or worse. I don't wear slides.
Yeah, you're not going to catch me as a man wearing slides. All right, so here's the deal. We're into this culture segment. I know Beardo's in here. I wanted to talk about this in Bro Science. I showed up late. It was a whole thing, so we didn't get to bring it up. But it's going viral right now. This guy named Clavicular. You familiar with Clav?
A little bit. I know he's being canceled or arrested recently. He's about to be arrested.
Well, yeah, he did some crazy shit. He's been doing a lot of crazy shit. He like in a fight. He was shooting a gun at like a drone in public.
And an alligator.
Yeah, doing crazy shit. But you know, we're in this weird place right now where it's like, you know, a lot of us are like, hey, let's bring back like masculine culture. It's okay. We don't need to be shaming it and you know, shaming everything about masculinity, all this stuff. But then the problem is that like people like this dude pop up and you're like, bro, you're making fucking Andrew Tate look good. Like what is happening?
Oof.
This guy for real. Because this is like, imagine if Andrew Tate was full-blown mentally deficient and autistic. Imagine that. That's what Clav is.
I mean, he's not far.
So if you guys don't know, you know, there's a lot of stuff happening with this guy. There's the whole looksmaxxing thing. He's popularized it. It's where you just do anything and everything to max your looks, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. You know, you want to make yourself look good. You know, you want to lose a little bit of weight, get your jawline good.
Yeah,
you want to like slim down, all that stuff. Totally cool with it. Good.
Sure.
This guy taking shit to a whole new level. You know, taking stuff, getting weird with it. And he's finally been doing interviews and stuff. So I'll show you this. This is one of the first things about the looksmaxxing community that I heard about. This is something that for you boomers, if you're hearing about the youths doing this, if you hear them talking about bone smashing, tell them to stop it. Stop it now. Clav, one of the people that made this, started making it popular. Check this out.
My mom used to take these away when I was growing up because I was always bone smashing with a hammer. You know?
Yeah.
She had to hide the
Bone smashing's awayable.
Dude, yeah, they literally had to hide the hammers. So I
got a few friends who do it all the time. They just bang on the face.
You do it or what?
No, I'm not a big bone smasher myself, but my friend Adam Thomas, he like loves that shit. He lives for it.
Yeah. So what they do is they literally hit targeted spots on their face, like their cheekbones, their jaws, to build up, to basically make to like fracture their bones and make them heal and expand and make it more pronounced. It's wild.
Yeah.
Insane.
I mean, it is. I mean, people do crazy shit for their bodies.
Yeah.
I watched this documentary recently called Caterpillar. It's not good. I wouldn't recommend it. My wife had a great review of it. But it was another crazy. I thought it was gonna be interesting because this guy has contacts installed in his eye. He gets colored contacts surgically implanted in his eye. And I was like, cool, this is gonna be an interesting documentary. It wasn't. Don't recommend it.
Okay.
But talk about somebody doing a crazy extreme to their body.
Right.
Just to like look better temporarily.
Yeah.
People are dumb.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
Which is funny because I mean we're tattooed, like we're here for body modifications, to a degree, like, and then you see people doing stuff like that, like hitting their faces continuously with hammers, or having contacts installed between their eye layers,
just insane. And so now he's going, everything is maxing, right? It's this maxing, that maxing. He's leaning into it, and but he's completely serious. Now, listen to this interview that he did. This is with one of the Barstool guys. I really like this a lot. This video went viral because this is the dumbest shit I have ever heard. I can't help but laugh at it. And every time I see this guy, I'm just like, somebody needs to beat his ass. Like, he's just so stupid. I'm out of patience for it. But
say you height max, you get a girl, you bring her home. How do you get away with, like, because you're gonna drop in height?
Okay, so they're talking about height max.
Oh, because he's wearing like
Lifts
platforms
or
and
platforms or something else to height max. So it's all something maxing. There's height maxing, there's whatever, right? So this is height maxing. He's going to explain his tactics for height maxing.
Right. So what you could either do is you could wait until you're in the bed to kick your shoes off, and that way she won't be able to perceive the height because you're laying down, you're horizontal. But if you are forced to take off your shoes for whatever reason, you can sag your pants down so that they conceal your heels, and you can tiptoe max.
Tiptoe maxing,
Bro.
Oh,
Tiptoe maxing,
bro. I was not expecting that.
I
I figured the laying down part, but
dude, like I said, needs ass beat. Tiptoe maxing? Are we for real right now? How many of you guys in the chat are out there tiptoe maxing? Oh my God, Zwani. Kata, yeah, Kata might be tiptoe maxing. Dude, shit is so funny. Oh, it gets better though. You're not ready.
Okay.
Is a good method.
Okay, tiptoe max. And
I love that straight face to you.
but let's say you wanted to form a relationship with the girl. Should it not matter then?
It almost is like a fun game, like seeing how long you can get away with it for.
How long do you think you would, let's just say, different collab, this streaming thing isn't happening. You just meet a girl when you're height maxing. How long do you think you could theoretically get away with height maxing before being caught? Forever?
I don't think I'd ever get caught.
With the same.
And he's so fucking straight face, dude. His face, look at his face.
I know. Well, that's why the other guy was like laughing at him. Like, no, what?
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Forever.
Like, that means if you walked around naked and flat-footed and you're shorter than her, she's gonna realize.
No, dude, he's gonna levitate Max. He's gonna levitate Max. He's just gonna hover around butt naked.
Yeah.
You're like, clearly I'm taller than I really am.
Of course.
I've been levitate maxing this dude.
A woman?
Yeah.
You should. So like she would know.
No, I'm extremely like tactical with it. So I would, like, for example, if you put like a book, sort of like just popping out from the underneath of your bed.
All right.
And you take your shoes, you like stand up and use that as like a vantage point.
Okay, yeah. Let's say you height max, you get a girl, you bring her home.
Bro.
That's so dumb.
Just so dumb.
Just so dumb.
So dumb.
Like, and I mean, I feel bad for like short guys because I mean, obviously he's like 5'5" or whatever. He's got to be a short guy if he's height max.
So he's actually tall-ish. He's just talking about because he gives maxing advice now. And he's talking about if he had to do this. Right. So he's not super short, but this guy, man, just check this out. When I talk about he's just making up like tiptoe maxing, pull that right out of his ass.
Yeah.
Tiptoe maxing. Listen to this.
He starts looking right away. What does that smell? Damn, you're like by yourself maxing. I feel bad. He goes,
Bro, you're by yourself maxing right now. You're by yourself maxing so hard.
The kind of person that gets punched in the face.
I told you. Talk about somebody that needs to get their ass beat.
Yeah, he needs an ass whooping maxing.
Yeah, he needs an ass whoop max for sure. One more time.
damn, you're like by yourself maxing. I feel bad. You okay?
I'm fine. My friend's over there. I'm just people watching.
Nuts. By yourself maxing. One more here to show you. If you haven't been sold on this guy or sold against this guy, and if you hear your kids or whoever talking about him, if this is their role model, just go ahead. Like, just get them into shape. We'll just say that. It's listen to this.
My stream really doesn't like you, I guess.
So he's talking about his stream because he's been doing this shit where he streams in his house 24/7.
Okay.
Everybody sees everything he's doing.
Yeah.
This girl, he's got his arm around her, whatever, and he's like, my stream doesn't like you.
My stream really doesn't like you, I guess.
I can go. I don't want them to be like.
I was gonna say I could just go real quick and send you on your way.
Bro. He's like, the stream doesn't like you. I'll just go hit it and quit it, and you can leave.
Yeah, and look, they're just surrounded by people. Just this is a casual conversation
Said that in front of people. What a douche,
dude! But that's so like I don't know if you watched the Manosphere
Oh yeah, yeah,
thing on Netflix, the
Yeah.
documentary,
yeah.
but it's funny. One of the guys he talks to is so similar to that. Like, and it's just this like mindset, and it's just crazy.
Well, and that's the thing is, it's like, because that is the weird thing where it's like they want to totally bring everything masculine into that manosphere stuff and be like, it's all toxic, it's all bad, and then it's like dudes like this pop up, and you're like, you're making everybody look fucking terrible,
Right.
like you're ruining it. But then listen to him, he doubles down.
I mean, that's literally the only reason why you're here.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh my god, I don't want you to get hate. I feel like they don't like me.
All right, my stream.
I don't want you to get hate. No, you be like, that's when you turn around and you slap him across his stupid bone smashed face and leave.
Yeah, I think the problem is a lot of people that surround themselves or collect themselves around these kind of people
Yeah.
do not have self-esteem.
Yeah.
And they end up in these kind of shows because they think they're going to get famous, and it's unfortunate.
Sorry, I'm laughing at chaos. You got to go shit maxing. Yeah. You know, that's how you lose weight. You slim down, you go shit max. So on that note of Clav, you know, y'all know who Clavicular is now. You're welcome. There's other shit happening in culture. Let's check in on this lovely, wonderful girl that just makes my day every time she speaks with Tourette's. You're welcome.
Hi everybody, I'm back with my fiance and we are doing another 7 brew review. So what I have for you today is a 0 sugar dick off. God damn!
Nothing better than a 0 sugar dick off.
Mm-mm.
You know,
Dick off.
What? And then she always goes, God damn. She's amazing. This is Balin Dupree, by the way. You're welcome.
Brew review. So what I have for you today is a 0 sugar dick off. God damn!
By the way, sweet potato, I see you saying fake. No, this chick is 100%. If y'all don't know, she's famous. She has her own TV show. She literally has Tourette's and bursts out with this shit. It's amazing.
I don't understand Tourette's. I mean,
It's
we've learned about it. There's
I
been a
know.
lot of shows when
Yeah.
YouTube started and when we were younger. Like, there's several people with Tourette's that became pretty like popular because of it. But it's still just so crazy.
Yeah, she's great. It's wild. I don't understand it.
Sugar energy with
And
zero
he's
sugar
so
strawberry.
like a deadpan.
0 sugar dick, black dick. God damn, half off dick. God damn. Dick. 0 sugar coconut, 0 sugar strawberry, 0 sugar penis. Pineapple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sir, yes, sir, little wiener, bitch.
He's holding it together, but barely. He's just like, I'm holding it together,
Bro.
I'm holding it together.
Yeah. Dude.
Oh,
Speaking of how I always clip things for Beardo's channel, the sir, yes, sir, little wiener bitch. You know, thinking about it.
That might need it. That should happen.
Thinking about it.
Watermelon.
7 watermelon 7 energy.
With cream.
Yep. Cheers.
And that's amazing.
Try mine.
Only if they had.
Dick on sale. My favorite color's asshole.
Mine's better.
My favorite color's asshole.
That is really funny,
bro. I see my wife warning about language. I warned at the start of this about language. I warned everyone before we got started. They have been warned.
This is called unhinged, not hinged with a side of warning.
we warned a minute ago. Hey, it's this chick. When she's on screen, you better bet it's coming in hot.
Let me try.
Mine's better.
I'm stirring it.
So good.
It's the cream.
Can we trade?
No. No. Yeah.
Okay.
I do my research.
It tastes exactly like a watermelon 9-inch dick. A watermelon Jolly Rancher. Hi.
Bro, I just like I can yeah, I know. It's well, that's how it goes. It's this chick,
they can come back when they want.
Yeah, I warned everybody. This chick's wild. She just you can't stop her. So people are freaking out. This guy went super viral, laughing about it, and everybody started doing research. But 8.2 million views. This guy is laughing about one thing specifically.
I just seen
a picture of what the Arby's menu look
My dude is just
Yeah, I mean, he's just really
Lost.
finding it funny.
hashtag y'all need jail time. So of course I
I
saw this
just-
and was like, what's happening with the Arby's menu?
Right.
You know, what's going on? Why are people freaking out? Well, here you go.
2026, man. Let's try new
They've
things.
updated their menu.
Okay.
Arby's. Half a pound.
Look at the size of these burgers in the background there. I hope he makes I can't remember if he makes the menu full screen so y'all can see it better. But yeah, as Jake Stanley says, you know, they have the meats. Well, they are doubling down on the meats, you know, or quadrupling down on the meats.
Right.
Beef. And the top one got 2 slices of cheese.
I think it's
What
cheese
is
sauce.
that,
isn't it? Or
man?
are they slices? Do they use cheese
No, I
sauce?
thought-
I'll just
Oh.
give it stacks of beef with bread and cheese.
I mean, that's what they've
Huh?
always done. What am
Yeah,
I
it's
missing
always
here?
just been
Can I
that.
get a pickle on the side at least? What
Hell
are we
no.
doing? What's the sauce like?
You ever gone to Arby's, bro?
They've clearly never been to Arby's.
Yeah.
The bigger thing
Come
that everyone's
on.
freaking out about, he didn't make it full screen here,
What
but
are we doing?
it's just the quantities of meat we're talking about here. The
Yeah.
fact that they have a half-pound roast beef and the picture is like the size of my head.
I feel like that's false marketing.
Right.
I feel like if we went and got that sandwich, it'd
Right.
probably be like half that size, and then just went for the wow factor in the picture.
Yeah, it's wild. And you know, the part of why I wanted to bring this up too is Arby's is a weird topic, you know, and I see it happening right now in the chat. Arby's, it splits people up, you know. There are people who freaking love Arby's.
Dude, I love Arby's.
Love it. It's not bad. Arby's isn't bad.
And
The
they
French
have
dip,
everything
brother?
nowadays.
The French dip. You ever had the French dip?
Dude, no, I always just get the beef and cheddars.
Listen.
And they have horsey sauce, which is the
Oh.
only place that has.
Oh.
Dude, it's
Oh.
horseradish. Oh, it's so.
Oh.
I love horseradish. I can eat that by the pinch.
Horseradish tastes
Yeah.
like sour foot.
Ah,
gross.
dude, it's so good.
Gross. Yeah.
But I mean, they now have burgers. They have chicken. Like you can get literally everything. And the thing was, I didn't used to go that much because I thought they were expensive. But
right.
now everything's expensive, and they haven't increased their prices.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, fuck
Mhm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, people are freaking out about the Arby's menu. It's happening all over the interwebs, and it's kind of wild. So, you know, there's a lot happening in this space. And I will show you. It was April Fools. I was trying to find some good ones. This was a fun one that I saw. Really good idea. You can carry it forward. You're welcome. This is a young lad. Jack in the Box rat. Can you imagine being that trash man? Look at it. Oh my god!
No, you're just going about your routine,
Right.
and doing it all day, and all of a sudden,
Kid pops
bam.
out of there. What would have been even better is if you literally like tied the kid in the bag so that it's like the full weight, and then he just like starts freaking out and wiggling around in there. But then you got to worry about your kid not being able to breathe.
Right.
But so yeah, I thought that was a good one. If you want to pass it along for next April Fool's Day, feel free to fool your garbage man. Now, one last thing here. It's a new trend that's happening. I needed to share this because if you're at a sports game, any sports game, feel free to try this. And if you hear it, don't be surprised. I do love this meme. I love that it's happening. It is absolutely hilarious. And I hope that they keep getting people with this because it's amazing.
That's my man! Oh my god, that's my man! Oh yeah, that's my man! Oh yeah, babe! That's my man! That's 22. That's my man! Oh yeah!
Oh my god,
That's my man!
Well, I can tell you, you know that at high school, middle school, freaking games like this is getting absolutely out of hand.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're all now doing it. Anytime somebody's like free throwing.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But like now, you know, obviously when I'm at my kid's baseball game and the other kids are getting up to bat, you know, that's my man.
You might get arrested.
I might get arrested.
You might get arrested.
But it might be worth it.
Maybe
maybe.
For you to be arrested. It'll be worth it for everybody.
Right. It would be worth it for everybody else. But it is pretty fantastic. You know, it's brutal taunting. You know, I love it. And that is the big thing, like Mr. Pete brought up, is like it's gonna be an NBA for sure.
Yeah. But the pros won't even be affected because I mean these are high schoolers and they're
not.
like, oh, what?
Right. Which, you know, if it gets totally silent and somebody's hollering that, it's gonna throw some people off, you know?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna I could see it even getting to NBA guys, but yeah, I could only imagine not knowing about this meme and then seeing it happen in real life, like at a ball game, you know, where it's like over here on the side, it's like all of the dads just making this face, you know, where it's like, what is happening?
Right.
So yeah, which I will not lie. Yeah, Jake Stanley. Remember that last year they were throwing dildos on the court and they were sticking to the freaking court.
Right,
so,
which was funny.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, they just.
That's my man. That's my man.
The best is the air ball. It's like totally worth it.
That's my man.
My man.
Bro,
Oh yeah, that's my man.
Didn't even touch him there.
Oh yeah, babe.
Bro,
My man.
I would be so mad.
Oh yeah.
So mad. So mad.
Yeah.
But beautiful. I love it. You know, I think it's pretty great. And yeah, risk it. I see you down there. Yeah, it's yeah, for real. That was what was hollered, thinking I was X-Wing for sure. But yeah, and one last thing is if you got a baby on the way, they're changing things up. You know those baby the gender reveals?
Yep.
Well, somebody reinvented it, and I'm about it.
All
I'm
right.
about it.
Okay.
This is great. Bro,
that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I love that he's just like, America.
Right. Not like for my baby.
Right. No, it's just that's what you need to do. Yell America and plow through a wall.
Yeah.
Just
boom. Boom.
You know how much fun that would be?
That would be a lot of fun.
Dude.
We could just construct a wall in your yard and do this.
Yeah.
Like
just for fun.
Just do some drywall, just throw ourselves at it.
You know, I saw someone talking about that recently, speaking of like memes and things, where it's like I saw this girl, she did a post and she's like,
yeah.
She was like, you know, this is just a reminder to everyone that technically you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. You really can.
Yeah.
I mean, things may be illegal. You could get arrested, but there's plenty of things you can do legally.
Right.
That you just are like, I shouldn't do that, but you can do.
Right. I saw this chick with the one that was talking about that. Now it was like bordering on illegal for sure, but it was still very funny. But she just like went over to a shop, like a mechanic's garage. She went over there and she just like they had the doors cracked, you know, let some fresh air in. She just rolled underneath it into the garage. Dude's in there working on a truck. She's just like, "What up, baby?" And then just like picks up his tools, starts messing with them, and it's just like, "All right, I'm out." And then just rolled back under the door and left. And he was just like,
"Yeah," because that'd be so unexpected.
Right. But that's the thing is it's like some of us forget, you know, it's like Matt's talking about just setting up a thing in the backyard and busting through it like the Hulk or like the Kool-Aid Man.
Yeah.
You know, like why not?
Why not?
You know, it's like, no, who's stopping you?
Right.
Who's stopping you from having fun?
Right.
What I'm saying.
And we're adults. We have adult money. We can do things.
You
like
can do
that.
adult things with your adult money and it's fine, you know, so enjoy life. And so that's why I say if you're now what they did make the gender reveals a little cooler. Like for a while they were doing things with like guns. I remember where they were shooting things and they were like exploding and the color would come out. That was cool. I think my sister did that one at hers. You know, to lean into that redneck meme any further.
Right.
But this one, busting through the wall, I think is pretty fantastic. And yeah, don't start fires. That's a good one, JJ. Is like that might
was
be
my
one.
first thought.
Don't necessarily do that. But you know, it is all fun until she rolls into a chop shop for sure. Yeah, that would not be good. But I was like, you know, it is fun to just like do things that kind of trick the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Things that just mix it up a little bit.
You gotta mess with the other NPCs, man.
Right. You gotta mess with them. You gotta be like, don't forget that this is This is the real world. Anything can happen. And some people are just out here raw dogging life, doing weird shit that makes you uncomfortable.
That's true.
Like this show and me making you watch stuff that you would have never had to see otherwise. You're welcome. But, I said we were going to do things other than Culture for Boomers. And, we're still on Culture for Boomers because that's how this segment always goes, which I do want to poll you guys out there. There have been some discussions happening around my household. I do a lot of streaming. We've been getting more into the YouTubes and doing all this stuff. And it's like, I've been debating on doing like a midweek show, maybe on like Wednesdays or so during the middle of the day, and essentially make it just like a Culture for Boomers segment. And then maybe like some weird conspiracy shit or something, just some like pop culture weirdness, a separate segment so that necessarily when we do Culture for Boomers here, it doesn't have to be as long. We can focus more on some of the new stuff and different things and have just a whole other show on just weird things happening in the internet, weird conspiratorial things. So if you're interested in that, let me know. I might do like a midweek show, like I said, maybe on Wednesdays or something, sometime during the week, middle of the day, and just do similar to this segment and just hang out and talk. Kind of like what Jay does a little bit for his morning show, but like not political.
Yeah.
Just more like conspiracy and like weird pop culture things, stuff happening around. So
yeah, and you can still like centralize it around like TikTok because there's plenty of great like conspiracy theorists.
Oh yeah.
On TikTok.
Right, exactly. So I can stay in the same sphere. But I know. I feel you, Dixie. No time to watch more streams. But Zwani says yes. So you're overruled, Dixie. You're overruled. And besides, which is part of it is because Dixie knows that like he is one of our resident boomers. He's not a full boomer. He's like an Xer, but still, he might need you. You need more culture. You need me culture.
Maybe you could do it like a lunchtime thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it'd be like, all right, noon.
Right.
Come do like lunch with Blaine.
The problem is there's like the freaking nooner with Gary and those two boomers, freaking Gary and Gore, doing their nooners. And so, that is what it is. And yes, as Risk had said, just be prepared for Jeremy to go live at any point and just everyone disappears instantly as it goes. But it's that's how it goes. We make it work. We make it work. And yeah, daily is 11 to 12. So maybe that's the thing is I just follow up daily, and then it's your palate cleanser after dealing with Ryan and and Jay. So maybe that's what it is. But yeah, so we need to move on into it. I know you guys. I put Mario on the thumbnail because the plan was to talk about Mario. I've seen the movie. We got to talk about the critics crashing out and all that stuff. So it's time for a water cooler segment, which and now I've got to do all the fun screen sharing things that are way easier when you're not doing a stream of this format. But if you didn't know, the critics are absolutely crashing out about this Mario Galaxy movie. It's doing really well. And actually, they ran an article on gng.com featuring some of the stuff with Criticless and what has been going on with the critics and how Mario Galaxy audience review scores have hit 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. As things are changing here, and you see on the thumbnail, there's some Criticless scores over here, and then also the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Now, here's the Rotten Tomatoes, where it's at a freaking 42%.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah, they are giving this thing a hard time. So it's at a 42% and a 91% by audiences. Now, as you guys have heard me talk about many times, is that the Rotten Tomatoes scale in general is broken. It does not work right. Whereas if you look at the Criticless scale and our current score, it is a lot more representative. Now, this was earlier today, and it was at a 76% by 45 people. Now, looking currently, I do have it pulled up, and it is at a 75% by 61 people.
Yeah.
So more of you guys have showed up. It's at a 61% at a 75% by 61 people. My Friends with Benefits score, though, is actually an 81%, which more so aligns with my score. Now, I have not talked about my score yet. I have not reviewed it in Criticless. But just to kind of let you guys know, my review will be coming soon in the app. I'll be dropping it, and it is looking like right now, I think I'm going to be at like a 86%, probably pretty high.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't, the first movie is not that high for me. I liked it, but I had some issues with Peach. She came across a little too girl bossy, just kind of got on my nerves. I was like, you know, it wasn't terrible with her, but everything else about the movie I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, if you have not seen this new movie, I'll just say this. For one, if you liked the first film, chances are high that you will like this one. I told Matt before the show started that this new Mario movie is like the first film just cranked up to like 100. Like it is just balls out.
Which is going to be an interesting trip.
Right. It is. Well, and so the thing is you hear a lot of the folks, the critic types, talking about, they're complaining about essentially that like it's too busy, it's too wide open, and they're saying there's no story. That's bullshit. There is a story in this movie. There absolutely is one. Simple as it may be, which it is very simple, but there is still there is definitely a story here. The story is that Rosalina, the other princess, gets captured and by Bowser Jr. because he's mad about Bowser being captured, and he wants to take her power, essentially.
Okay.
That's the story.
That sounds like a good Mario story.
But believe it or not, guys, Mario movie. And in this Mario movie, Mario and Luigi are, wait for it, saving a princess.
What?
Who would believe it?
If only there were entire games about this exact thing, because that is their story.
Right. That's literally the premise of Mario. It's like, we're not trying to like solve world hunger. We're not trying to solve the human condition. We're not trying to explain crazy shit. They're like, hey, do you like Mario? Do you like all of these crazy things in the Mario universe and world? Yes. Well, guess what? We're going to give you that wall to wall for an hour and a half while weaving together a fun story where these characters that you love are going to find and or fight other characters from the Mario world.
That sounds exactly what I would want to see.
Exactly. And that's what it is. And so that's the thing, is to say that this movie doesn't have a story, I find to be disingenuous, because there absolutely is a story.
Yeah.
I think that this movie is a blast. And that's why I had a post go, for me at least, we're over 1,000 likes. That's a lot. On it, especially.
That's a good.
Yeah, we're in the thousands of views at this point. I was getting like constant notifications. And as y'all know, my X presence is very low. If you don't follow me on X, it's Criticless BA. Do that, because I need to get more followers on there. But it honestly, I was kind of shocked. I was curious. I did like poke the bear a little bit, because basically my post was like, hey, I can confirm, like, if you have problems, like if you hate or dislike this new Mario film, like, you're probably just a super jaded douche. Because I kind of mean that, because the thing is that there was not a moment of this new Mario film where I was not grinning from ear to ear.
Right.
Just smiling.
That's awesome. That's how this should be.
Yeah. And I got home from the movie with my kids, and I walked in, I told my wife, I told Sid, I was like, hey, you know what? I'd go and watch it again right now.
Nice.
I'd go see it.
Yeah.
Which is why, in all seriousness, like, even an 86 almost feels a little low for how much I love it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I do understand that, like, it's a very busy movie. It is super wide open. Like, as far as if you want to get critical about it. But at the same time, that doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just a different type of film, and it is catering to fans and catering to children and families. Imagine that.
Yeah, man.
A family film doing that.
What?
Yeah.
A family film.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Right. So I do think that it is great. I think that most people are going to very much enjoy this movie a lot. And I encourage everybody to go check it out. That's the other thing, is that, like, I don't understand the critics crashing out on this movie, for the simple fact that, like, it's saving your industry. This is saving the theaters. This is putting butts in seats. This is putting money into the theaters to make it so that they don't have to freaking close their doors. And yet you guys are coming out here and judging it like it needs to be the fucking Godfather.
Yeah, I mean, their job is to be critical of things, but also it's like a 40%, really?
Right.
And isn't it like 1,000 reviewers or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? That many of you guys hated this
movie? Right. Exactly. Yeah. So let's see how many critics it says. So for critics, it was 100 and something critics. Which is still high for Rotten Tomatoes. Granted, we've seen it in the multiples of hundreds back in the day when we used to analyze the critic scores and stuff. But either way, I think that the critic number is going down by and large. And this is just more indicative. All of this stuff happening with the Mario situation is more indicative of what I have been predicting and calling out for a long time now, which is the simple fact that the trust in the mainstream system, whatever institution you want to pin it on, and just the critic establishment at large, the trust is waning. It is going down, and people are just tired of their shit. They're seeing the lack of just reliability in it, where you're looking at these audience scores and you're looking at the critic scores and you're like, there is a huge divide here.
Yeah.
And that is a problem. And so that's the thing, is that, go to places like Criticless. That's the thing. Or just go to Criticless. Not places like Criticless. Just go to Criticless. That's the only one. We're the only one that matters. But seriously, that's the thing, is if you do see Mario this weekend, one of the big things that I am encouraging is to review it on Criticless. Like, I want to see this in the Superman numbers, where we're at like 400, 500, 600 reviews.
I have a feeling we might.
Yeah.
Considering today's Thursday, it's been out for 24 hours. We're at 50, 60 reviews. It seems like tons of people are taking their families to go see it. And I mean, we have plenty of people that have reviewed it and said, hey, I hate this movie. There's plenty of heinouses and boguses. That's why it's at a 70, because there's like 10
really bad
5 to 10 bad reviews, but then 50 plus reviews they're like 85, 90, 100%ers.
Right.
So it's very interesting seeing how this is playing out. I think it'll be back up in the most excellent by the end of the weekend. And I can see us having 150, 200 reviews easily.
I could see that as well. I'm going to pull it up here because we've been talking about it so much, we might as well go to it. But yeah, if you see here on Criticless, we are at a 75%. Like I said, let me refresh it just to make sure, because they have been coming in. Yep, there was another one.
Yep.
So 75% by 62 voters. Everywhere I've been going, every show I've been going on, whether it was Pro Show today, whether it was Main Event on Tuesday, all of the squad is like pumping out Criticless, saying, hey, go review it. But it's like, Aaron just reviewed it right here, gave it an 85%. But then Rhombus gave it a 42.
Yeah.
But look, Epic Mike in here with an 82. But then again, a 0.
What?
Downvote.
Bro, like, you give a movie a 0%, like, I just don't trust you.
So here's
just being honest with you guys.
This is not a 0%. Also, the review is Brie Larson as Rosaline is the worst thing ever. Makes me want to throw up. Like, that's the thing. This person didn't see it.
They didn't
see it. Didn't watch it. So you're gonna get ratioed and get downvoted, whatever. But the thing is, it's like, I understand decence and stuff, which when we had WDW Pro get on Criticless officially, drop his first review, gave it a 73%. So a lot of guys are popping in and reviewing this thing. Like, I'm loving the love for this movie because I thought it was an absolute blast. And if you look here, it is mostly rads and most excellence. Every once in a while, like this with Banjo. You get a really low score, which also Banjo notoriously absolutely despises video games. Despises them. I don't even know why he bothered seeing them. Like, I really don't. Like, he makes fun of people.
Well, because he is a movie lover at heart. So I appreciate you going out on a limb and watching
it.
True. You might have not liked it, Banjo, but that's cool.
Right.
You saw something anyways.
It's true. So, but, there are some low scores, like you see with like some Norwegian guy, like, put in here. Now, to say that it's bland and generic, I just don't understand that, which, like I say, like, that's why it comes across that kind of a take to me just feels kind of jaded, because I'm like, this movie is gorgeous. It is one of the new Mario film is one of the most stunning looking like animated films I've seen,
dude. And so my son loves the Illumination like companies movies.
Right.
Kids
love them. They
Secret Life of Pets, the Despicable Me's and the Minions and all that stuff. Like, he absolutely loves them, and I've seen them all so many times now. And I get excited anytime Illumination is doing a movie, because I'm like, this movie's more than likely going to be a most excellent for me, because their animation is beautiful. They're really good at doing their stories. Like, there's only like 2 movies where I'm like, I don't really like necessarily. And that's The Grinch and Migration.
Right.
And that's just me. My son really likes them.
Yeah.
So
no, they're great. And I mean, they're the Illumination movies and just their animation style, the way that they look, it is perfect for kids, and they understand what kids and families want to see, and they cater to that. And that works for me. And that's the thing. And it's what I said today on Pro Show, is that this movie specifically, I think, is going to have legs just on repeat viewings. like I said, if me as an adult, now granted, longtime Mario fan, like longtime Nintendo fan, or Super Nintendo was my console.
Yeah.
Like I freaking love a Super Nintendo. I've gotten mine back up and working. Like we played on a CRT TV. I love it. So I get that is a component for me, but there are a lot of people like that as well.
Yeah. Well, see, that's where I'm coming in. I'm a light Nintendo fan.
Right.
I didn't really have, I had a Game Boy. I was more of a PlayStation guy growing up.
Right.
I didn't ever play Smash or anything like that. But I mean, Mario is so incorporated into our culture, especially if you're a nerd, or if you're a nerd in the 90s, before like nerdom was huge or being a nerd was very popular.
Right.
Like you were into Mario to some degree,
Right.
one way or the other. On my Game Boy, I had multiple Mario games.
Right.
So it's just like, I may not recognize all the characters in this new movie because I know they're pulling a lot from like Smash and things like that, or older Nintendo games.
And a lot of like your, whether it be Wii or GameCube, there's a lot of, they pull from Galaxy, obviously, a lot of the weird characters from that, some of the newer things, but
and so I might not understand all the characters, but I'm gonna still go in and I know I'm gonna have a good time. Like I know I'm just gonna be like, cool, this is cool, like Star Fox.
Right. Oh, bro.
My extent of Star Fox was when I had my tonsils removed and I was like 6. They rolled in a console in the hospital and I got to play video games in the hospital, and I was playing Star Fox.
Right.
And that's my only time I've ever played it. But I saw it on the screen. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be cool. And then maybe we'll get a new game now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. I hope so. Well, so rumor has it that we are actually going to be getting a new Star Fox this summer.
Oh, really?
That is the rumor. And let me tell you want to talk about a Switch 2 seller.
Right.
Freaking Star Fox game after being since the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
Bro. Like,
I don't understand why they've waited so long.
Yeah. No,
I don't. Unless they just didn't have access to the rights.
This. I said it on Bro Science. I don't want to get into spoilers for this movie, but I'll say this. They do something regarding Star Fox.
Okay.
Where there's things with the animation. I'll just put it that way. And seeing what they did with Star Fox, and I'm like, I want this movie right now. Right now. Right this very second. If they don't have that in the plans, holy shit. It is so freaking cool. I was blown away by how just awesome it was.
What they would be smart to do is release a game and then like next year do a movie. I don't know if that's in talks. I haven't heard anything about that. I know I don't think it's on the books for Illumination.
Currently, no. And honestly, after seeing it, it's so different. It's not I'll just put it this way. It's not Illumination style stuff.
And then maybe somebody else is gonna do it.
Right. And if they did, dude, it would holy shit. Like, and that's the thing is this movie is going to win an entire new generation over to Star Fox.
Yeah.
Like it's going to make a whole new group want to watch or know what Star Fox is, know who he is, because he's cool as shit. And so I just, man, I'm excited about it. I love this freaking movie. I had so much fun. Go see Mario Galaxy, review it in Criticless, tell the critics to go get bent, tell Kata that he has terrible opinions. And, I just can't wait for main event on Tuesday where he's going to get roasted into oblivion. They're going to get paid to hell. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be there, so I'm not going to get to take part in it, which I'm really bummed about. But as it goes, we do need to get to some supers because we have quite a few in here, and I wanted to bring them up. We have one from Quagmire here who, he's just being real. He's being very Quagmire. I love to see it. Quagmire says, for anyone who doesn't love heavy metal, you're nothing but a low down, double dealing, backstabbing, larcenous, perverted worm. So, Quagmire, I appreciate it. And, he's not wrong. And before we, we are going to, I don't know if I should, I'll just say this. I'll tease it. We'll show it. I might show some of it later, but Quagmire, just for you, I did bring them. So the thing is just so everyone knows, I do own heavy metal. So my score, that is too low for Quagmire. We'll just keep waiting and watching for the rest of this review. But I do own heavy metal. Have owned it for some time.
And I was about to say, you've had it for a long time.
I've had it for a long time. And also, Heavy Metal Magazine, they have brought it back. If you do not have it or have not checked it out, there are multiple issues at this point. It is excellent, and it is to form like the previous ones. I might show you guys some of it. That is appropriate for YouTube if I can. But I would say to check out the new heavy metal magazines because they are awesome, and it's because of Quagmire, honestly, and his harassment that I've doubled down on my love for heavy metal. So thanks, Quagmire. We love it to see it and appreciate it. We've got one from Spirian. What's up, buddy? For $5 says, Blaine, I'm ready to call a truce about Jaws. Just say it's a good movie. So I'll say this, Spirian, Jaws isn't a bad movie. And I've said Jaws really isn't a bad movie.
You didn't say it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. And I'll say that I fully respect everyone who loves Jaws. I do. I really respect them and I appreciate them. And I find it kind of boring.
You found it decent.
It's
right?
decent. It's a decent film, which isn't bad, and it isn't great. It isn't rad or most excellent.
Yeah,
but it is a decent film, which is exactly a perfect place to be. You know what I'm saying? It's a perfect spot to be in. So, Spirian, thanks for the $5, and got to hang out with Spirian down in Orlando. So, we got to hang out some. But yeah, what up, Spirian? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. And Jake Stanley, for $5 says, the shirt you're wearing, Blaine, is the last one I don't own. I'm going to get it when I get paid. Any new designs coming. So first off, Jake, thanks for the $5. Really appreciate it. And yeah, that is a good point. This is, I think, the only one that you haven't ordered. If y'all don't know, this shirt's awesome. Everyone loves this shirt. The back design is super cool. Actually, a buddy
it's the same on the front, right?
It is bigger, and it shows he's kind of at like this landfill, and there's like old Game Boy and some different things. It's a full design. Right. It's funny. Buddy of mine, I need to give him a shout out again. We actually met. I went to Texas and met him. I met him on the internet, loved his art designs and stuff, and was just like, bro, can you do some work for Criticless?
Yeah.
And he hadn't done any merch designs. This was his very first ever merch design, and he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
And so we are going to get some more stuff from him. And I actually might have, so you asked, Jake, if there are any more Criticless designs coming. So spoiler here, I will say we still have plenty of merch that we're going through, but in the future, so when video games launch, I'll say this, when that happens, my plan is to have a new shirt design come out, possibly with something else, maybe a hat or whatever, but and lean into the pixel art stuff. And I want to do a Criticless pixel art shirt.
Yeah, that'd
so
be cool.
That would be what we probably do for the launch, and we might even, I don't know, we'll roll it in with the launch somehow, make it a big deal, let's shout it out, all this stuff. So yeah, if there's another shirt coming, it's going to be a video game related shirt, and so yeah, that's probably what it'll be. And I don't know that it'll be a black shirt because we have so many. I might,
I gotta switch it up.
Yeah, might
switch
it up a little bit, switch up the color, and do something a little different. So we'll see what happens with that. But either way, that'll probably be the next thing to come down the pipe. We got another one coming from Quagmire for $5. Says, I'd watch your second stream. You're my fave. Oh, thanks. For the conspiracy conversations, why you can see stars through the moon. Yeah. Hey, that's a good one. Listen, when it comes to space and all the space things, you can ask Matt. I can bring some weird out there conversations when it comes to conspiracy, and I my whole perspective on all the conspiracy stuff is just to, if it's a popular science fact, probably don't trust it. It's probably not real. So I'll entertain all sorts of conspiracy things. Love to see it, Quagmire. Thanks you, buddy. I do appreciate it, and I'll keep that in mind for if we do another stream. And one more I wanted to bring up before, and we'll get to the other two later. Life on Marshmallows with 5 gifted Criticless Cast memberships. Much appreciated, brother. We do love it. Thanks, bud, for the 5 gifted Criticless Cast memberships. And I did, we got to pull this up because we're doing super chats and you guys are supporting. And if you didn't know, then now you'll know that.
By the time I pay my scientists, all the people in my lab, my developers, the lab rats, it's a wash. Well, why you do it then? Because I'm selfless.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. It's a wash, guys. And yeah, I have been seeing people ask for beanies as well. Now, the thing that I need to pull up here is Riskit. Riskit and I were hanging out in Orlando, and Riskit really wants a neck pillow.
A neck pillow.
So he did have a good idea.
Things.
Well, his point was, and I might have a way to achieve this due to my guy. I got a guy, especially if you know us Southerners, then you got a guy for everything.
Yeah,
I got a guy who does our merch, and he could probably honestly achieve this. He's pulled off our Criticless hats are completely custom made, and we're not a previous hat. He made them from scratch. We had an actual plant design them and make them specifically for us. With that being said, Riskit wants us to have Criticless C shaped neck pillows. Which would be pretty dope. Like just shaped like the Criticless C.
Yeah.
So people just repping Criticless at the airport. You know what I'm saying? It could be like the Criticless, like blue, purple, pink, something, just some really bright colors, be really cool. So I'm vibing with it. I like it. And I'm on board for it. Risk it. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. But yeah, I like the idea. Risk it. If we get to where our merch is really popping off, that might just happen.
Yeah.
So, much appreciated to all the supers, and we will get to some of the others in just a little bit. But I did want to pull up a tiny bit of news before we get into this movie. I know that time is just like flying by. So yeah, but let me go back over here. I have no idea what's happening anymore. There we go. See? All right, Risk is that'll buy 10. That'll clearly cover
that
the cost.
will clearly pay for themselves.
That'll pay for it. We should just go ahead and do it. We should just go ahead and make them. That'll cover it all. But so there's some news. There is a few things brewing in the news. But I guess before we do that, I might as well run the bumper thing. We got to run the thing because you guys haven't seen that in a while. All right, and trying to pull up this news article. I pulled up this one specifically for Matt because Matt messaged me while I was actually, speaking of Orlando, was in Orlando, and he hit me up about this. Now, I haven't done it yet, and good God, this site is riddled with ads. Let me get the ads out of the way first. All right, so big news here for readers, at least, is that, let's see here. Let's scroll in so you guys can see it, but Dungeon Crawler Carl is getting a TV series from Seth MacFarlane. If you're not familiar with Seth MacFarlane, that's the dude that does Family Guy and a lot of other things, honestly, at this point. But and so his Fuzzy Door Company and Chris Yost lands at Peacock. I'm not sure who Chris is. We'll get into it. But so this is the thing. If you're not familiar, Dungeon Crawler Carl has been blowing up. People love it. Matt has read it. If you want to give us a rundown, Matt.
Yeah. So I just my job, I have a lot of opportunities to read while I'm working. So I've read 5 of the 6 books. Or no, 6 of the 7 books.
Okay.
In the last 3 weeks. And it's a pretty interesting concept. So this is a new genre or newer genre of books called literature RPG or lit RPG.
Right.
So they're kind of like role-playing style-esque games.
Now is it like back in the 90s when they were like choose your own adventure, or is it like it's a straight story?
So it's more of like somebody played a role-playing game and then they took all the choices that were made and made a story just following it all. And so this premise is that aliens show up on Earth and basically take everybody that was outside. Like they take everything and smush it all down.
Right.
So anybody in a building and everything gets smushed.
Okay.
But everybody else outside that's not under something is given the opportunity to enter the dungeon.
Okay.
To play a 12-layer dungeon crawl to either win back their planet.
Okay.
Or find a new life out in the galaxy.
Okay.
So it's very Hitchhiker Guide-esque meets Dungeons and Dragons kind of. There's a lot of comedy to it, a lot of unexpected twists and turns.
Nice.
But it's also he levels up and he gets gear that gives him buffs and things like that.
Right. I've also heard it's very funny.
Yep. It is very funny. There's plenty of times where I'm like, I'll laugh.
Seth MacFarlane makes sense now with him being on board with this.
I don't know why they're so determined to make everything live action.
Well, it's because it's a popular property, right? Like that's kind of the thing.
But it's like you could do this animated and it'd be better because
right.
The thing is there's goblins and otherworldly creatures and like blobs and stuff. And I'm like, you're just gonna have to do a bunch of CGI
CG budget stuff, or either you're gonna skip out on it.
It's
kind of like we've talked about with the Red Rising series.
Oh yeah.
You've never read Red Rising, do it.
Yeah.
Do it right now. What are you waiting for?
Do it.
Yeah, we're big fans. So, but Dungeon Crawler Carl, live action series, going to be on Peacock. So clearly this is rolling along if it's already found a studio. And they also mention it as a lit RPG book series here. And originally acquired by Universal International Studios in 2025, but it has moved over. As Matt said, there has been 7 books now. So, a lot of people attached, but it says, as previously reported, Chris Yost will write and executive produce the series. So this Chris guy, I don't know what he's done before, but he's attached to this. They don't say anything about him being attached to other stuff, but Seth MacFarlane is set to executive produce under his company's banner. So there are multiple people kind of attached to this through his banner and all of that. And they basically kind of break down what the series' deal is, what it's about, and basically just that it's going to be on Peacock. So I thought that this was big news, thought it was cool, and that some of you might be excited to hear about this. And, the series is very popular. It's blowing up. I've been hearing about it for a while, but I hadn't talked to anybody that had read it. And that's the big thing, as our Criticless users, many of you have brought up is like, hey, but when are books coming? And I'm like, let me get to video games first. All right. One thing at a time here, people. I know that we're supposed to be the entertainment hub, and that's what I want to be for you guys. And that is why we are going to continue growing, because this is going to be a one-stop shop. That is the plan. I want it to be the place where all of you guys can come for all of your things, right? So in the future, that is what I'm hoping for. But one of the things about this book and many books now is books have also gone the similar way of a lot of media, where you're like, but is this like getting pumped out and I'm being told to watch it, and it's just like woke or read it, and it's just like woke crap. So that was the thing, is I hadn't talked to anybody that had read it, but it sounds like, Matt, it's
I mean, there are some woke things in there every once in a while.
Okay.
Like, I can't remember in one of the books, they go on like an interview, and one of the people they're interviewing was very Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
But it was just random, and it was like 5 pages, and there was some guy that was just semi Tucker Carlson-esque.
Right.
And they were like, look at this asshole.
Right.
So there was just kind of, it happens every once in a while, but it's not prevalent enough where I'm like, oh, fuck the series.
Right. Not enough to like ruin it.
Yeah.
So, okay. Yeah. I am curious about it, though. Sounds like a lot of people like this. So, so apparently Chris Yost is a comic writer. I did not know that, Sean. Thanks for the heads up.
And he's been I was just looking him up. He's very tied into a lot of Marvel stuff, a lot of animated Marvel.
Well, perfect. That sounds like the guy to be doing it. Now, granted, script writing's a little different, but maybe it's that he's writing the story outline that fits better for television, and then we're going to come behind and maybe somebody tightens it up as far as script, dialogue, whatever. Or maybe not. I mean, comics is very dialogue driven too, so maybe it translates well. I don't know. But either way, I am curious. And actually, funny, Jake brought up he's reading The Talisman. Also, excellent book. I love it. Have it. They were supposed to be making a show or movie about that, and I think it got canceled, which I'm bummed about.
Yeah,
but
there is a show, right? And they just didn't get renewed.
Yeah, well, it never got made even. I think it was
I thought that was done.
I think it literally got stopped before it came out or something weird. So, but it is good stuff. But I am curious to see it. I'm not somebody that totally poo-poos every live action remake, and I'm like, they're all bad. Don't watch them.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how well it's carried out, and so time will tell. But I honestly, and yes, I see Jake Stanley. Yes, Dark Tower is coming. Believe me, as everyone knows, this is a Dark Tower sleeve. Huge Dark Tower fan here, and I'm very excited. They need to get on the way with it. I'm ready for the Dark Tower TV show, and I'm just mad that he keeps getting attached to all these other things and not working on the Dark Tower.
Right.
It's like he's making multiple movies and all these things, and I'm like, no, just make Dark Tower. I don't give a shit about any of this other stuff. It does not matter. So we'll see. I am very excited about the Dark Tower show. But and I see you guys asking about Matt's shirt. If you want to pull that over, yeah, the colors are cool. It's very neon. This is a very cool shirt, and it was a present from my sister-in-law for Christmas. So I do not know much about it. She bought it from like a local comic book store in Minneapolis. So I don't know anything about it. It's badass. You're right.
My wife and my child also have very similar but different ones that are all equally awesome.
Yeah, and it's very like I said, it kind of leans when he got here, it leans into heavy metal kind of stuff.
Funny enough,
it's the pulpy comic booky art style. So yeah, but that's basically it. I had multiple other news stories pulled up, but we're at the point where I feel like we need to talk about heavy metal.
Right.
At an hour and 20 into this thing, we got to bring things over back to the movie reviewing, because that's what a lot of you guys came here for. And that's the thing. Listen, no need to bail if you have not seen heavy metal. This won't be wall-to-wall spoilers. Either way, heavy metal is hard to explore.
Yeah,
hard to explore. It's hard to spoil. we'll do some spoiler free, but heavy metal is an experience. It is more of an experience than anything. So don't worry about things being spoiled too much. And I've done some interesting things in preparation for this review that I never do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I really prepared for this. Quagmire's going to be happy. I put a lot of work into this, and I've watched it again. I told you guys, Quagmire might be very excited and happy about what I have to say about this film, and we're gonna really dig into it. So we got to run we got to do the Humpy later.
Got to do it. It's funny that you were talking about like doing homework for this. I had debated while I was watching it earlier today, like writing out my thoughts per segment.
Yeah, that's what I did,
and then I didn't do it.
Oh,
but if you have it written down and you can describe it to me enough, I can.
Right. I'll be able to walk you through it because I kind of thought about it, but when I pulled it up to watch it, I was like, because if you don't know, so the thing is, heavy metal, it came out in 1981. Now, heavy metal was actually connected to a series of, it's called a magazine series. It's not a comic book series. They call it a magazine, Heavy Metal Magazine. I brought it up earlier. It says magazine on the cover. This is a new heavy metal #1 magazine. It is fantastic. All of the covers are great. You can actually still get some of this. There have been 4 issues now. I do plan on getting them. I love it. I think it is awesome. I am more than excited that with the new Heavy Metal Magazine series that they did not wimp out and go soft, because the thing is what these books were known for is everything rated R/X. Like they were like, look, hyper gore, hyper blood, hyper, just nudity. Like we're not going to hold back on anything. We're just going to go over the top, make it ridiculous, and it's going to be metal. And that's what this magazine was. That's what it was about. It's all of the shit painted on the side of your heavy metal van. That's what this series is. And so, like I said, this was made in 1981. It's an hour-and-a-half long film. It is an anthology with multiple little segments in it. And so, with that being the case, they did actually, though, tie it in. There is an overarching plot, which I got into more this time versus the first time that I watched it. I also changed the setting on my TV, which made me like this movie a lot more.
Oh, really?
Yes. Part of my beef with it was how it looked. And I wasn't crazy about how it looked. I changed the setting and it made it look better.
What'd you change? The aspect?
Yeah, well, no, not the aspect. And I do have it, like I mentioned, I own it on Blu-ray. So, it's going to at least be 1080. It's not 4K, but it's 1080. But either way, when this movie came out, it was like,
I was about to say, does that matter?
But they have up-resed it. They had cleaned it up for this. But I did find out, and this is good to know for everybody in the audience as well, is I have found out that a lot of these TVs have a setting on them that makes it so that the ports on your TV that are for all the HDMI ports are not properly activated. I am not joking.
Kidding me.
This sounds ridiculous. I've changed it on both of my TVs now and found out that everything that was plugged in was not being viewed in HDR and was not being viewed in 4K or HD. A lot of these TVs have that shit turned off, and it muddies it up and makes it look bad. And you have to go deep down into your menus and literally change settings to make stuff look better. My video games are looking better now. All my shit is looking better. So check your TV is all I'm saying, is like check the settings, make sure that what is being inputted into it and put out on your screen is proper. And I do agree that, at times, as you say, sweet potato, that 4K can be overkill. I agree. There are things that 4K can actually ruin. I have seen some of these older films where I'm like, they didn't film this for me to be able to tell that this person's wearing like makeup or like there are certain things that I wasn't meant to see, and now I can see, and I don't want to see it. And some of the things with the lighting and whatever. But yes, a lot of these modern smart TVs are very anti-consumer. Completely agree. And so you really have to go in. And it's funny. You just say Boomer confirmed. This is a weird thing. I am pretty tech savvy. I'm pretty on top of my shit. Now, granted, this was on one of which was a newer TV that I hadn't played a lot of games and things on. And then when I found it on that one, I went to the other TV, which was one that I hadn't used a ton either. And anyways, I found it on both these TVs. And see,
it's funny because I don't remember ever seeing anything about turning on like
it's not in a normal
you're
menu.
Like 1080 or 4K. for your ports.
Right. It's super weird. And both TVs was like buried in sub menus. So just so you guys know, I know this is kind of in the weeds, but check your TVs and make sure. The easiest way for me to find it out was I plugged in my consoles and I was like, what, you can go into the menu and be like, what kind of signal are you getting from my TV? Like, what kind of, is this coming in 4K? And my TV was like, or my Xbox was like, your TV doesn't have 4K. And I was like, bullshit, it doesn't. And it was like, it doesn't have HDR, doesn't have all this stuff. So yeah, as Riskit says, smart TV is a misnomer. Completely agree. Freaking stupid. So anyways, but this movie came out all the way after my long tangent, but I just wanted everyone to know this because it changed my life after fixing it. All my video games look better. So this was actually directed by a guy named Gerald Potterton, but there's a lot of famous people attached to this as far as writers and the stars in it. And so the whole thing, actually, one of the big folks attached to this is I'm completely brain farting right now, but the man tied behind Ghostbusters. Somebody in the chat will tell me in a moment, but he was one of the big folks tied to this. But there are many writers, many stars. Like I said, this is an anthology. There are a lot of people attached to it, and the art looks different in every anthology piece. The music is different in every piece from many famous artists. And I'll just say this to start things out before we really get into it, but I appreciated this movie much, much, much more than the last time that I saw it. I'll put it that way. And what I decided to do is I decided to rate each individual piece of the anthology and then average their scores to come up with a grand review. So to get a more accurate score for this movie. And I'm more pleased with it. And I think that Harold Ramis, that might, or Ivan Rickman. I can't remember. I think it's Ivan Rickman actually who was attached to it. I don't think it was Harold. But we'll see. I'll pull it back up. And John Candy is, I think, also involved in this as well, which I see you guys bringing up as well. There's so many people, recognizable voices, like just things that you'll see and hear where you're like, I think I know that voice. Or wait a minute, I recognize that voice in this song. I'm pretty sure it's X band, and it probably is. And so this movie is just really interesting because it's based off of this, this graphic novel. And it was a film that was more than rated R, I guess, or at least rated R. I guess at the time, definitely rated R.
I was about to say, it's really more just rated R in my mind.
It's just a very
hard R.
It's a hard R, as some say. And of course, I just knocked my magazine on the floor. But
what happens when you play with your things?
Yeah, I know. Playing with your thing. But yeah, so this movie, though, when I first saw it, my review currently on Criticless, and I'll go ahead and pull it up. The whole meme for me and Quagmire, bringing this up, is that I gave this movie a 69% the first time I saw it. Now that I've rewatched it and reviewed every segment, my opinion has gone up, and not by a little bit. Now, granted, back then when I gave it a 69%, that was partially just to do with the joke because it's 69, it's 6. This movie's got a lot of boobs, a lot of this movie is very it's pretty horny is the best way to put it. And so with all of that being the case for this movie, I was like, a 69 is appropriate. I'll lean into the joke and see, DP, I see you in there. He's like, he's like, nice, for the 69. Because that's the thing. I was like, I'm gonna lean into that joke. And so I did, but after watching it, I'm like, my score's gone up. Now I'll get into my individual segment things. But what I did want to do for Quagmire right now, and I want to make sure I get this right. And now I probably need to change my review text, but I gave it a nice lengthy review. I did not hold back when I reviewed this thing. But what I want to do, and just so you guys know as well that you can do this, is see these little 3 dots up here. You can click this, you can hit edit, and then you can edit your review. So I gave my average score, which I came up with, and believe it or not, the score has gone up.
And
it went up. And it went up.
Wow.
I'm at an 86%, folks, for heavy metal.
That's something.
I like it. It's at an 86% on heavy metal. I like this a lot more than the first time I saw it. I actually really, really appreciate this movie now, especially after getting the magazines, after checking it out. And I really had a blast. I love it.
Yeah.
And dig it a whole lot more than I did that first time. And like I said, it looked better this time after I fixed the shit on my TV, and it wasn't all kind of, because I think the issue before was that the input signal wasn't quite right, and it was kind of blurring things and making it look a little more muddy. Now I will say the rotoscoped art, this is like, the art is dated. I'm not going to pretend
it's old
like
school.
it's not. This is old school. It's an older film. But the first time I saw it, I was like, man, like this doesn't look very good, and it actually kind of made me nauseous. And I was like, oh, this is probably just because it's old. But after fixing everything this time, I'm like, shit, like it looks way better. Like this actually looks good. Everything seems good. So what would I rate it on a kid-friendly meter? Well, to answer that, a 0. It is not kid-friendly. Or on a Criticless scale, you could say family-friendly, no. Which is exactly where it currently is in the app as well. Is a big hard no. But I did really enjoy it a lot more. We'll get through the segments and kind of talk about what this movie features. But Matt, so you watched it again, right?
Yeah. So funny enough, I watched it like a year ago, almost like roughly to the date.
Okay.
That I don't know why we'd finally sat down and watched it. We'd had your copy for a long time.
Yeah.
And then so this morning I went ahead and rewatched it. So previously I gave it like a 42%.
Okay.
And I was just like, I don't get it. I don't like it. It wasn't that great.
Right.
Upon a rewatch, I liked it more. There were some of the segments I really liked. It's still just a decent for me.
Okay.
It's high and decent now. Yeah, there's still a lot of the segments I'm just like, these are boring.
Oh, interesting.
I don't find them funny. And a lot of like the random like raunchy sex and stuff like that. I was like, this is just like horny teenager.
I mean, it kind of is that
behavior. And that's just not my like thing anymore, which I say in my review. But there are some segments I really do dig, and I wish I liked all the segments as much. Like, because like when it started, like the first like 2 segments, I would have been like, hell yeah, this is definitely like a most excellent. But then there was plenty where I'm just like, this doesn't do them for me.
Right.
So I'm somewhere like the 55-ish, I think was where I sat.
Okay. And that's the thing with anthologies too, you know, is you're going to have segments that you like and segments that you don't.
They're only anthology series I can think of off the top of my head that I'm like, is the most excellent.
I know what you're going to say.
VHS.
Oh, that's actually not what I thought.
The first VHS.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I think each one of those segments is just freaking fantastic. And it was one of those things where I had to watch it like 5 times before I could remember all the segments for whatever reason. And I was like, it's something in the water, but it's great.
That's awesome.
What were you going to say?
So I thought you were going to say the animated show on Netflix, the Death, Love, and Robots.
The first 2 seasons
Love, Death, and
were
Robots.
really, really good. And then they've gone really downhill, I feel.
Right.
They've just gotten very repetitive and kind of boring.
Right. Yeah, it's not as good as it used to be for sure. And then they did the video game one. Same guy did one for Amazon.
Secret
Level.
Oh,
and it wasn't great.
That.
Some of them were really good.
Yeah.
What was it? The Warhammer one was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Like so cool. So check that out on Secret Level. And there was also a Pac-Man one that was awesome.
Yeah.
But it's not like Pac-Man like you think. And the problem that I have with a lot of anthologies is when you get a really good segment, you're like, but I want a whole show. Like, I want like a whole movie, a whole thing.
Yeah, well, that's what sucks about like those anthologies where you get a really cool one and you're like, this could be so cool.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they did kind of do that with Love, Death, and Robots. There's one series about these 3 little robots, and they have multiple segments now. But the other ones, I'm like, these are so cool. Like, you should do a spin-off show for this.
Yeah,
and
there was multiple, like I said, with like Warhammer, where like that one, I was like, bro, we need more of this. This is so cool. So, but we're going to definitely dig into it more. So, Matt, you're still in the decent, but you're higher than you were before, but still not crazy about it.
Yeah. Yep. Like, it's still something I wouldn't seek out.
Right.
Watch.
No, I get it. And hey, I'm there with you too. That's a great anthology. It's Creep Show. If y'all see, I regularly wear a Creep Show shirt all the time. I have multiple Creep Show comics. I've been watching the recent reboot of Creep Show that they did. They rebooted Creep Show not long ago, and it's on the horror app. Shudder. Yeah, Shudder. It has it, and I've been watching it. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. You know, whatever. It's like it's kind of like B movie kind of schlocky horror stuff. And it's fun, but the comics are great. Actually, I have the comics. I really love it. I've been reading some of those. They're very good. So, but yeah, what I want to do, I do have some more supers I wanted to pull up really quick here before we dig into more of this review. Now, I have Life on Marshmallows with 5 gifted memberships. I brought it up earlier. I don't know if this is the same one.
It's
or
the same
different.
one.
Okay, good. So I didn't clear it, but thank you again, Life on Marshmallows, for 5 Criticless Cast memberships, and welcome to the cult, everyone who got those. Glad to have you here. Now, Jake Stanley for 2. He says, I'll get hyped when I see a Castlevania movie, bro. Yeah, that would be.
I mean, Netflix has been doing their show,
right? The animated show.
Isn't there a movie that went with that?
I need to watch that show. I never watched it.
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Zeno watched most of it, and then I kind of like tagged in every once in a while. I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. But thanks, Jake, for the twofer. And Maester P for 4 months says, are you stoked to review Deep Water? Is that new shark movie that's coming out?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll probably it's sharks, so I probably should review it for the memes,
Right.
And obviously,
maybe we'll have to do it here. Who knows?
Right. And if there's the potential to give it a higher score than Jaws, there's
well, that's like I want to watch Dangerous Waters.
Yeah.
Another, I think it's shark.
That's
that alligator.
No, it was in theaters.
I know, but it's now streaming.
It is streaming. Yeah, I think it was on Shudder. And so we do have another €5 from S. Wilson. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. Thank you a whole bunch. Good to see you in here in the chat, man. We appreciate it. Now, Quagmire here also in the chat for 5 says, speaking of Seth MacFarlane, just started watching Orville. Great show. Didn't expect it to be so good. I've heard that from a lot of people.
Dude, same. And I remember, I think I watched the first episode, and I was just like, this is a ripoff, and I never went any further.
Same. I watched the first episode of Orville, and I was like, this is shitty Star Trek, and turned it off. Which granted,
I think Gazak, who's been on the show, big guy.
Gazak,
he talks about it every time.
Yeah, he loved it, and I tried it and just couldn't get into it. But thanks for the 5, Quagmire. We do appreciate it, and we got 2 more from him. We'll get to in a minute. Thank you, Quagmire. Really appreciate it, dude. And see you here, guys. Or see you, talking about Secret Level 2. Yeah, there's some really good stuff in there. So your namesake is connected to one of the episodes. Good to know. And yes, I have seen the Meg. The Meg 1 I liked okay. Meg 2 I thought was absolutely terrible.
It's such a great movie.
It's terrible.
It's such a great movie.
It's so bad.
So good.
Which, and I'll say this too. Part of my hate for kind of both of them though is that I read the book.
Yeah.
And the book is really good and not stupid and cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, but what if they had done the movie right? What if they had once again,
I feel like the first book was probably close. Our first movie was probably
believe it or not, no. It was
Okay.
still not nearly as hammy. The character is very different.
Yeah.
It's less
because it is pretty serious. The second one
was
they
straight
just jumped the
stupid.
shark.
They literally jumped the start. But yeah, they're bad movies, and I know some people think they're good and bad movies. I thought the first one was, and Sharknado, hell no, those movies are freaking terrible.
God, those are terrible.
They're so bad. They're so bad. But back to heavy metal. So
all right.
Here's the deal. So heavy metal, the way this kicks off, it's very interesting, is that it starts with a guy in a car coming out of a spaceship. A Corvette coming out of a spaceship.
Yeah.
Now, part of why I wanted to bring my magazine here and what's really cool and why I say you should check out the new heavy metal magazine is that a lot of this magazine pays homage to this specific movie.
Okay.
So they actually have that segment in here. The art is awesome, really cool. So that portion is actually in this magazine. They have the Corvette and stuff. Just really cool. Now, that is honestly that segment, which is tied in through multiple, is kind of my least favorite.
It could have been cooler,
right?
And it was it started off and you're like, cool, open topped Corvette in space,
right?
Weird,
right?
But edgy, I guess. And then they didn't do much with it.
Yeah, and so at least in this book, now I don't know if the original story, if it was much different or what, but in this new book, it is a different story. He's not driving to see his daughter. He is literally just he's driving in from space and giving a chick a ride, and it's a cooler story. So, but that one's my least favorite in this movie of the segments. I gave it a 70%. The animation's okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
whatever. Now from there though, it goes into a very interesting which is a taxi man. It's a whole bit about a taxi guy given. It is the male fantasy to the max.
Oh yeah, I like the taxi perspective of that one, but then it gets into that fantasy bit, I gotta bang a chick, and I'm like, this is very things I've taken perspective from Fifth Element, which somebody called out earlier. I'm not taking credit for that one. somebody else did in chat. And then Sin City with Marv, The Taxi Driver. Like there's multiple like other movies I feel like we're like, this is a cool segment. We're gonna make something from it.
Right. So like all of that, it was a neat segment. I gave that one a higher score. I do like that segment. I thought there were some cool things about it. Also, on all of my ratings, I made sure to keep track. The space dude segment, no boobs. Lower score, no boobs. Obviously, all the ones with no boobs, lower scores. But Taxi Man, one nude. Full-blown sex scene in that one. They go hard. You're like, whoa,
full sex scene.
Y'all are giving us a full-on bush in this. Clearly, this was made in the 80s.
Yep.
So that's in that one. Now, then we go to the real male fantasy. Even more so after the taxi dude. And they go whole hog, and there's the kid in space.
That I do not like.
Really? Oh, I love it.
This one is the dumbest little boy fantasy.
It is.
That's I'm just like,
I love it.
This one.
You hate it for that? I love it.
That was one of my least favorites.
It feels so real because I'm just like, like this is a teenage fantasy. And as y'all said in the chat earlier, it's that's the thing. Is like this movie is good for like teenagers. You're like 16, 17 or so, like perfect. You're just like, whoa. Like actually, I talked about the fact that we were reviewing this to Jay, Drunk 3PO. And I mentioned that we were going to be reviewing this movie, and he was like, that was the first time I ever saw animated boobs. And I was like, you're not wrong. Also, okay, broke it down. That segment, let's see here. 2 sets of boobs, full on sex, 90%. So, if you wanted to know. 2 whole sets of boobs.
That your scale is just boobs related because
what
the story is dumb. Yeah, and if you're just going to just do boobs just because, like,
clearly, Matt. Wait, hold on.
They've already said in the chat.
We save it for Chris, but Matt is leaning into Chris's meme here.
Why are you gay?
I mean,
hey, I'm just saying, like,
Matt's like, why are there not more wieners in this?
Yeah, let's be fair. Let's just see some helicopter dicks, like some guy flying around by his dick.
Gay.
Just being equal opportunists.
So, y'all should realize, I am really, if you want to know anything about Criticless, this should really explain, I allow 2 gays to be on this show. Clearly, we're very open to opportunity around here to have Chris and Matt. I mean, Matt's clearly outed himself at this point.
So gay right now.
So, gay. I like it. Kevin always says, Matt watches porn for the plot.
Okay. They put a lot of time and effort in that.
Right. Yeah, now I do agree with really old movies. This is not a film to watch with the wife. It's not really.
That's true.
I definitely agree with that. But I loved his thing because it is very much like the teen fantasy of like, because the whole thing is it's like this nerdy kid. He's doing a science experiment. All of a sudden, blasted to another planet. What is he? The big black dude with a big dick.
Who's also like a master in like fighting.
I'm like, when it happens, I'm like, why is he black? Why did he turn black? What happened?
Hey, it's a fantasy world.
I guess so. Happen. But and then he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna save this chick with the biggest boobs ever. Save her life. And then she's like, thank you for saving me, sir.
You can have any part of me that you desire.
And I love how you hear his internal monologue, and he's like, man, I was such a nerd in the real world. He's like, I hadn't gotten any my whole life, but now it's like all I have to do is save a woman because I'm buff. And then he goes off, loses the chick. She gets captured again. He saves her again.
Yep.
Because everybody just keeps wanting to get her naked and sacrifice her to the demons.
Obviously.
Yeah, but now I will say this: I did pick up on it more for whatever reason. The first time, I don't know if I wasn't paying enough attention or what, but like there is a through line with this, which is essentially that there is this green orb which is controlling people in all like universes, planets.
Yeah, it's an evil green orb, just being like evil.
Yeah, it is the embodiment of evil. And basically, he is showing this young girl like, hey, I'm going around and corrupting people and no one can stop me.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all things that I have, like people that I've ruined by my evilness.
Yeah.
And so that's the through line through this whole movie. Now, from that little bit there, we move on to the space court is what I called it, which this is the shortest segment, but it's about a guy going to court and testifying against a really bad dude.
Right.
That's honestly
this is a ridiculous one.
It is ridiculous. I think it's one of the weaker segments.
It is. It reminds me of like Futurama. Is that brand again?
Actually, it is kind of like that.
The,
I wonder if that's where
all
they got it from.
Maybe because it's super.
It's basically his
familiar.
character.
Yeah.
Like
So.
it's just this military kind of guy, and he's a really, really bad dude.
Yep. And he's paid off somebody to like say good things at him at court, but for some reason that guy on the stand has the little ball, and it turns him into like a Hulk.
Yeah, and yeah, that's kind of it. It's
yeah.
Zero boobs, good music, 60%.
Yeah.
Sound fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Now we move on though to a badass one. No boobs, great music, awesome gore, and it's with the World War II zombies.
Oh, I wanted more for that.
It was the shit,
dude. Yeah, I was so disappointed when it changed. Yeah, like that was one I wanted 5+ minutes of, and then it was like a minute.
It's
or
one of the
two.
shortest segments.
Yeah,
and it's just super cool, really gory. Guys are in an airplane, World War II. He gets stranded on like a zombie island. It's zombies, and just really cool scene.
Yeah,
liked it a lot. And we see Jeremy in the chat. What up, bro? Good to see you in here. Glad you made it. But yeah, so the World War II zombie plane thing, all of that, really neat. They're just getting like blown apart, turned into zombies.
Yeah,
just really cool segment. Liked it a lot. And you know, that is the thing though. Gave it a 90%, no boobs, but the music was great.
Yeah.
Gore, all of that was really cool. Now going on from there though is actually one of my favorites. 100% horny robot. This
you would like a horny robot.
So stupid.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
Honestly, I didn't like it because
there's boobs.
No,
we know
because we had the awesome zombie one, and then it segued into this stoner dudes and the horny robot, and I was just like, damn, talk about a letdown of a transition.
Right.
So that's where I was right in the high of the zombies into a transition with a horny robot.
So the interesting thing is they end up making the zombie section actually connect to the horny robots, because
which I like that.
That was neat.
That was cool.
They tied together, and they're like, hey, this is actually like the Pentagon, and they're talking about what's happening in these zombie outbreaks and whatever. And then just this hot babe at the table is going to get sucked up into a spaceship and bone a little bunny rabbit robot,
which was never explained either.
No.
This isn't anything against it because nothing's explained.
No,
but they just show up, abduct her for whatever reason, and she wasn't even the intended target. I don't think they were just like, oh, who's this Earth chick?
Right, just abducted her and abducted. Well, so they abducted a robot that they had implanted with the human people to work in the Pentagon. So that was the whole thing. The spaceship, super cool looking. I like it. It's just a smiley face. Is one of the iconic images from this movie. Is that spaceship? It looks really cool. I actually gave it 100%. It's just dumb. Like, it's just fun. It's more male fantasy stuff. Just really ridiculous. Like, hey, aliens are gonna abduct this really hot chick and bone her. Like, but the robot gets the girl instead of the stoners with the giant long noses who are snorting huge lines of coke all over just absurd.
The coke distributor on the floor, they were just like everywhere, just coke everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. So there was that segment, really fun. I said one set of boobs, but also the biggest thing is that it has a Pink Floyd song and a Sammy Hagar song. The music, that's one of the best things about that segment with the horny robots is the music.
That's fair.
I was instantly heard Sammy Hagar and I was like, holy shit, that's dope. And there were two songs that aren't popular, familiar songs either. So it was just cool. I really, that's one of the things that I appreciate a lot more also with this viewing was the music. The music in this movie, great. Perfect from the times, 70s, 80s rock, just good shit. And also leans into the heavy metal theme, just very on brand. Now, the very last segment, 100%. Love it. I think it's just awesome. It's very much on brand for heavy metal and the most iconic character, the one that is on the front of this book. Also, they lean into her story here. Very cool segment. If you want to see some stuff from this, and you can see some of the gore, she's fighting the creatures from the movie. It just looks super cool, super hot. But I can't show you much else. But I would say to go on their website and get these. They are great. This is number one. But they do tell new stories from these characters' perspectives. Actually, I can show you this. It's not technically nudity, right? There's her butt. But yeah, so it's great. Good stuff. This magazine's great. But so yes, that actually I think is honestly one of my favorites. Her name is Tara something. And she's basically a space knight, and she's from a dying race who saves humanity essentially, and she's the last one standing.
Yeah.
Her story in the book, actually, she has 2 segments. That's one of 2. There's a totally different art style of her also in this. If you guys actually here, I can show. Nope, can't show you that one. I was trying to see how much of this I could show. Okay, here's one page. One page with her I can show you guys. But so totally different art style, more like the movie. So she's plenty in this magazine as well.
Yeah. I mean, I really like that segment too. I thought it was a really cool segment.
Yeah. So and apparently, according to Criticless, she has several comics now. So that's cool. She's got her own comics. Cool character, very kind of Wonder Woman-esque, but like you see her boobs pretty much.
Yeah.
And her bush.
Yeah.
You know. So and I put in my notes, let's see here. Yep, one full nude, 100%. Good music, space babe. That was my notes.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's a good. There's some good action. The art's cool.
Yeah.
So
some
do you like
gore
that
stuff too? Yeah, I like
the
that
good
one
gore?
too. Yeah, I think I like that as much as the first one. I think they're both like the ones I like the most. I still think I'd only give them like rads.
Right.
I just, for me, when it comes to this thing in general, there's something about it where I just don't find myself entertained.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like I'm glued to the screen. I'm just, I don't know. I feel like I drift when I'm watching it.
Okay.
And that's why I can't be like, this is a rad. There are segments where I'm sitting down. If I was watching just that segment, I could be like, yes. But as a whole, I have a hard time just being like, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the art style, but then there's things like Cowboy Bebop, which are a similar style that I like.
Right. Right.
So I don't know, or if it's just the content or how the stories are told. I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all.
Right. Yeah, I get it. And this movie isn't going to be for everyone. Plenty of the wives are probably not going to love it. I could actually see my wife liking some of this, maybe not all of it though. There's some of it she won't like, because there is like a very retro like pinup nature to it that's kind of cool. Because like some of the sexuality stuff, like with Tarna, hers isn't like it isn't hyper focused on like the male fantasy stuff. It's more just like, hey, this is a sexy chick. Sometimes she gets naked and then sometimes she's not, like, and she's just being hot and kicking ass.
Right. And she just kicks ass.
Right.
So which could also still be a guy's fantasy.
Right, for sure. But
that's right.
As we've seen with women kicking ass over the past 10 to 15 years, I think it has moved out of guys' fantasies of late.
Well, it's just kind of funny because on its own, that fits right into what everyone complains about nowadays. She just happens to be this badass female that can kick all these asses.
Right.
I mean, she does get captured, but then she is still able to like break free and kill a bunch of people.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're going to be judgmental of...
Well, with her, she's not like a girl boss, because the whole thing with her is like she's part of this special race. They're a protectorate. They're strong. They're powered. They're whatever. So it's like, that's the thing is with a lot of the people's issues with the girl boss stuff is like most of the time the issue is with the fact that like it's because it's not earned, and you're just like, why? Why is it? Like, where it's like with Wonder Woman, we're like, yeah, she's a badass because they're these super powered Amazonian women. They have special strength. They have powers.
And they've trained.
And they've trained, right. They've trained to do this. They're not just like magic, right? Where it's like, even recently I reviewed They Will Kill You. Go check out my review if you have not seen it. It is on our channel. Go watch it. It's good stuff. Also go see They Will Kill You, because it is a badass movie. If you like heavy metal, you will like They Will Kill You. It's very reminiscent of Boy Kills World, Kill Bill. Really good. It's in theaters now. Nobody watched it at all. And it was awesome. I loved it. I had a blast.
Yeah, I feel like that and Ready or Not 2 were both movies that people just, they seem like they're very similar first off.
Right.
And then it kind of felt like people didn't go see either of them, really.
Yeah, it is weird. And I think it's just that a lot of these studios struggle to market these like indie movies that are like the hyper gore kind of just in that space. But I'll say I absolutely loved They Will Kill You, and had a fun time. I don't really even know why I'm talking about it now. There was a reason. I don't remember what it was, but
we were talking about girl bossing.
Oh, right. So like in that
probably
film,
say it's not
right. That movie's not. So like, for the example, the whole thing was that like she had spent like 14 years or something in prison, like long time. Got put in jail, learned to fight, got stabbed a bunch, like got just like dealt with a bunch of hard crap. And she's like, that's why she was such a badass. And so that's the thing is, it's like, if it explains it well, where it's like, I watched that pirate movie recently where it was like maximum girl boss, where it was like to the point in which like in They Will Kill You, she gets Zazie Beetz gets her ass beat like through the whole freaking movie, just bloody, jacked up, whatever. But yet that pirate movie, The Bluff, she's just like indestructible, and they're like, these are the world's best pirates.
She was one of the world's best pirates first.
Yeah, best pirates. Like reason
that she was a pirate. She grew up as a pirate. To your argument that
I
you
didn't
just
buy it.
made,
They didn't explain it though. They didn't. All they said was they were like, she was pirate. That was
she was a pirate for a long time with one of the best pirates. So you can just assume.
But she never got hurt the whole fucking movie. She was indestructible. She was the Terminator.
Oh, I know. Carl Urban would have whooped her ass.
That movie was dumb as shit. So did you watch it?
Yeah.
It was fucking dumb. Like,
I don't think it was as bad as you said.
It was dumb.
But I don't think it was like master cinema or anything.
It was girl boss slop to the max.
Just I remember what I reviewed.
I was just eye rolling through the whole movie.
What was it called again?
It was The Bluff. Yeah, it was Girl Boss Pirate. It was just to me a borderline unwatchable. Did not like it. Not a great movie, but I do recommend They Will Kill You though.
I didn't review it, and I don't remember enough about to.
Well, there you go. Just give it a 0. That's what it deserves. But I did want to bring up, we have a few more super chats actually from Quagmire of all people. Thank you, Quagmire. We got another $5 here. Says, see, one guy can make a difference. By the way, it's snowing here. Holy shit, that's crazy. It is literally like almost 90 degrees here today.
Yeah.
Like it was hot as shit.
We're both wearing shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah. Like legit super hot here. Not happy, but respect for the higher score. Thank you, God. So yeah, see, one man can make a big difference. I'm glad you did push us, to watch this again, because you did. You did push us. It's not that you necessarily pushed
this was your doing
to review again, but you've been bringing it up enough that I'm like, I need to go back. Like this much love for something. Now you're not going to make me do that with Bale's Batman. I say that, but like I might go back after the.
But it's Batman,
right? It's Batman. Like those aren't bad movies. I just don't really love Christian Bale or Nolan's take on Batman. Even though I like those movies. Okay, it's just not my favorite. Quagmire for another 5 says 55. Man, go pay with your swords. Go play. But he meant play. He meant play. Matt, go play with your swords, sticks in the front yard, you loser.
I do that every day. I don't need to go do it right now. Okay?
Matt, go play with your swords. Big freaking nerd. Love it, Quagmire. Thanks for the $5. And one more from Quagmire for 5 says, yes, Zap is based on Stern. Space Court is my favorite just because of the dialogue. Nice. I will say that the dialogue and stuff is cool in that in that episode. It was good, and I do appreciate it. I liked that one, and I'm curious. I know we've got Jeremy here in the chat. He needs to go back and give this movie a watch at some point too. But yeah, I agree. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a girl bossing done well.
Yeah, because she's a super spy agent. It's same with like Black Widow.
Right.
Like she was a well-trained spy.
Right.
If you're a well-trained spy, then you're a well-trained spy. It doesn't matter your gender.
Right. And that's the thing is it's like, just explain it, build out the characters, make it earn it, and then don't turn them into the fucking Terminator.
Right.
Like that was my issue with The Bluff is that there was just like nothing that she like in the beginning. She takes a few punches. I'm like, okay, maybe this will work. And then by the end, I'm just like, she's kind of getting hurt and stuff, but like not really though, considering that she just killed like 100 pirates.
Sure she gets shot or something.
She kind of does, but like she takes out like literally 100 dudes that are supposed to be the best pirates. And I'm like,
well, that was like that first fight scene where she takes out like 4 pirates in the room and she's unarmed.
Right.
Or three pirates and she's unarmed.
Well, and then even outside of that, it just keeps going. She's just taking out just endless waves. And I'm just like, all right, I'm past the point of believability to the point in which I just don't care.
Right.
Like I don't buy it at all. So
I remember the coloration in that movie was terrible.
It's the streaming movie.
I don't understand why they were like, let's do the lighting we did. Right. That was terrible.
It's the problem with all these streaming movies and stuff is like it is these like Amazon, Netflix, all of these places have got to stop it. Now, one thing I want to bring up while we're getting here at the end of the show and let you guys play a little part in this. Is there anything? So next week, not this type of show. We're going to mix things up. We're going floating heads. We're doing Hollywood Squares, and I'm bringing in the guys from Dad's Turn to Talk with Bob Loves Movies. It's his show. Those guys, I'm bringing all of them over onto ours because that is one of the big things that we want to do with Criticless Cast going forward from time to time is bringing in folks that have channels, that have spaces that I've done things with, that I'm familiar with, can kind of hang and do this. And those guys are good. I've streamed with them before. They're fun. They have a good show. They're very active in Criticless. And so I want to bring them on and bring them over to here. Bob super chatted earlier in the episode and said what up. So make sure to go follow Bob's channel. Bob's doing great stuff. So we're going to bring them onto this channel and do a show with them, and we're going to be reviewing something. Now, the question is, what are we going to review? The big thing is everybody had been the whole kind of meme right now for Criticless is that it's kind of animation month.
Okay.
And so that's what a lot of people are reviewing in the app is animation movies. We've got the new Mario movie coming out. There's just a lot of animation things happening. So the question is, guys, is what are we going to review next week? Sound off quickly in the chat if someone throws a super for something really good that maybe it would be fun to do with the Dad's Turn to Talk guys. That could definitely sway me. Currently, the first thing that popped to mind last week, a lot of you guys were saying, because I outed myself, that I had never never seen any Miyazaki movies. Never seen any of the Studio Ghibli. I have not seen any of those. Now I am seeing Lego Batman being thrown out. Jake Stanley with Secret of Nim. I have not seen any Studio Ghibli movies. The first one that I was leaning towards, which is considered the most loved, is Spirited Away. So that's what I was initially leaning towards, was Spirited Away.
Yeah.
Now, with that being the case, then my brain started kind of going in other directions.
Yeah, that's not something I feel like we would review on our channel.
Well, it's not necessarily typically. That's why I was like, maybe we'll mix it up and do something really different. I know people like that. It's different. I see you guys bringing up Howl's Moving Castle. I've heard that one's very good. I think I've heard that one is a little more divisive, though, as far as people liking it. And I see you guys bringing up Princess Mononoke as well, which y'all like a lot. Spirited Away was just one that I've heard is kind of the really good one. But multiple of you guys are saying Howl's at this point, so maybe that's the one that I should consider instead. Like I said, maybe you can motivate me a little bit. Now, I do want to mention there have been other things that I have had on my mind here.
Okay.
One of which being Treasure Planet. All right, listen,
bro,
good movie, underappreciated film.
Yeah,
absolute, just epicness from its time. And I was trying to think in that genre as well. Is like something that maybe even the Dad's Turn to Talk guys either haven't seen or haven't seen in a really long time.
Yeah.
And Treasure Planet is one of those. Treasure Planet is kind of now worked its way up towards the top of my list. Howl's Moving Castle sounds like it's a good one as well. So, but now see, Jake Stanley, you see what I'm putting down. You're picking it up. You're picking it up. So Treasure Planet is one of them. Also, in that same vein, is Atlantis.
Yeah, I knew you were going there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. And see, literally as I said the words Atlantis, it came up. And no, Risky, we're not doing Transformers. Jay will cry and he'll unfriend me. But yeah, so Atlantis is another one too. So the question is, do we want to go in the lost era of Disney, you know, and do something like Treasure Planet or Atlantis, or and I like how my Dixie's like Treasure Planet is better than that Japanese crap. I love it. So, and interesting. Cy Wilson coming in here with human. What is this? Okay, so for 5, he says Human Cannibal. Question: are there limits to what we can do with / to your guests?
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Yes. Yes. Let's. I'm curious. You know, what are we talking? Are we talking about harassing? Like, because of course, you know, harass them. You know, give them hell. You know, but and also, what is Human Cannonball? I need to look that up. What is that? But yeah. So I don't know. And feel free, as far as harassing guests and hosts, you know, feel free to harass Matt and Chris whenever they're here. But yeah, so, and I see my wife bringing up Adventures of Tintin. We have actually, it's one of my all-time favorite animated movies. I love it with all of my heart and soul. I think it is amazing. We did it on Monday Hangover. We have not done it on this channel. But I do love it. Matt, did you happen to ever see The Adventures of Tintin?
I have not. I hate that animation style.
I would say try it still. Try it. Just try it.
If you made me.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it does not come across in the same way.
Yeah.
That
and also, what's his name? Hank. What's his name? Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks
doesn't he voice it?
No, you're thinking. That's what I'm saying.
No,
you're thinking of the train movie.
The Nightmare on the Train.
Yes, you're thinking about that train Christmas movie that everyone hates, which is Nightmare Fuel, and that's what people thought Tintin was going to be like, and it's not. Like,
because when I saw like a little bit of it, it's what made me think of
it's not like
I've
that.
hard avoided it since it
I promise it's not. Like, we watched it on Monday Hangover. The whole crew loved it.
Yeah.
Like, the animation is legitimately very good. It's how that style of animation, that like almost real life animation should have gone. But people got so scared of it because there were 2 movie failures, one of which being Tintin, which was actually very good. I mean, that's the thing. It's a freaking Peter Jackson movie. Like, it's literally Peter Jackson and Edgar Wright, literally.
Really?
Peter Jackson, Edgar Wright, and Andy Serkis made that movie. That's why I'm saying
it still failed.
Well, because people were scared of the animation style. It didn't get marketed, and no one knew who or what the fuck Tintin was in America. That was the other big thing. Is it's a British thing, very loved. I'm telling you, with those people involved, is all people you love. You should watch it. You really should. And
maybe we can do that the following week.
Tintin is really good, and Spielberg. He's
is it
also
on something?
I don't know. We need to see, but it's very good. Oh my god! Don't bring up Land Before Time. I'm not trying to cry, bro. I don't want to cry.
I haven't watched that since a child.
Oh, yo, Titan AE though. All right, listen,
we're watched that recently.
You watched it recently, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, I've got a 4-year-old, so.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, right.
Several of these.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run a poll here and see what you guys vote on. So make sure to do the poll. We're going to do what should we review next week? And oh my god, this is ridiculous. And see, Jake already super chatting for Titan AE. He's giving it a leg up. We'll see if Titan AE is a blowout or what happens with it, and we'll go from there. So we'll go ahead and pull that up. Tintin is my Jaws. Yeah, I know. Rough Night hated Tintin, like with a passion. He hates that movie.
I've never seen it, and I agree.
I'm telling you,
which I hate to be like that. It's just one of those things. I don't have that knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah, I think
towards that movie.
I think your opinion would change.
Easily really could. I think it's on Paramount currently.
Is it? Okay. See, there you go. And maybe a following week. So we got Titan AE, which Treasure
Planet.
Yeah, we'll do Treasure Planet, and let's see. Oh my god, I can't spell. Oh my god.
It's all right. Only a handful of people will see this.
Yeah, only a handful. Yeah, Treasure Planet, and then should we add the Japanese crap that they were talking about? Should we?
They're not crap. They're really good movies.
I know. I'm kidding.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Or any of those.
Yeah, that one would be a weird one to win. Or should we do we'll add one more. I'll add a fourth. Atlantis. All right, we're gonna really spread this thin, and that's gonna be interesting. I've never had 4. I didn't even know you could do 4. And so all right, the poll is up. It might be spelled wrong. Nothing might make sense in it. But
you guys understand.
Yeah, it's there. Y'all know what's going on. But Titan AE, y'all know that Jake Stanley has a...
What are we going to say? That's 5 votes for Jake?
Yeah, we'll give him an extra 5, maybe. We'll see how many of you vote. But yeah, that might give him an extra 5, we'll say. We'll look at that. So look, the poll is up. Go and drop that. And let us know in the poll. Right now, Treasure Planet, 50%. They've made it really hard for us to see this. The poll. I don't really know why they did that. But yeah, so right now, Treasure Planet in lead. 44%. We got Titan AE at 28%. So I'm ready to watch all of these. And remember, the dad's turn to talk dudes is who's going to be reviewing this with me.
Yeah.
Unless I get some other special guests to hop on with them from outside in the sphere, the review sphere.
Get them introduced.
Right. Bring some people in. I don't know. That could happen depending on what you guys pick. Like, for example, if it was Treasure Planet, I might be able to con X-Wing into coming over. It's like pirate movie,
right?
You know,
Space
Pirates. Cool. He might hop on. So that's going to be there too. And Jake said if Treasure Planet wins, he won't be mad. So, but right now we've got literally 37%, Titan AE and Treasure Planet tied. So they're tied, guys. We can't be having that. Which I guess if that happens, oh snap!
Oh, $10 for house.
Uh-oh. Big things are happening here. We've got fingers putting on the scales here by S. Wilson. Says 10 euros, and that's like 100 American dollars at this point, right? Like,
we'll still count it as 10.
Right, we'll count that votes. As maybe like 10 votes for Howl's Moving Castle. So love to see it, dude. Heck yeah, let's go.
So now we've got 2 in the pot. Which is interesting because that really does pull up, because he had 5 on Titan AE, and we got Howl's Moving Castle with 10 on it. So this is changing things. Y'all have made it spicy because because Howl's Moving Castle is at 14%. Now there's only 29 of you guys that have voted, and I know that there's more of you guys in here than that for sure. So if you have not voted, go and vote. And don't make me also go in and vote.
I already voted.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I may not be on next week, but I will have a.
You will have a vote.
But I voted for Atlantis, so I don't think my vote even
okay.
counted.
So yeah, none of these movies have I seen in ages.
Yeah.
So like, and Hal's I've never seen ever.
And see,
so
I made sure I watch all these with my son every once in a while. I'll sit down and make him watch them. He doesn't really appreciate them. They're not quite his style. I might try Treasure Planet again.
Okay.
Because he's been kind of into pirates. So I'm like space pirates and like with space.
Right.
With the launch and everything the other day. So I might be able to be like, hey, he's off school tomorrow. I'm gonna make him watch
Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Treasure Planet is good stuff. I just have not seen it in ages, and I want my kids to see it. So could do a head-to-head poll for Titan versus Hal. Yeah, because right now Hal kind of pulled up. Now Atlantis is in last, so it's pretty much out, and we're almost at a dead tie between Titan AE and Treasure Planet. Honestly, this is kind of a problem, and I'm not seeing numbers here, but the problem is kind of that the extra, I got to do math. It doesn't tell me how many of you guys vote. Like, I'm not capable of this type of math.
Oh yeah, it just shows percentages.
Right. Like, what is 30? What is 30? Well, what is 18% of 33 people? Someone needs to do that math for me, because I'm sure shit not going to do it.
Well, it's probably like 5 votes.
Right.
We have 33 votes.
Yeah, I agree.
11 is 33.
But that also means math, and doing math is, who's doing that? So I am going to go ahead and end the poll. Currently, Treasure Planet is winning, but we've got 33, 36, and 18. But I don't think the 10 was enough to pull Howl's Moving Castle up. So what we might do, what we might do,
maybe leave it to the guys
in honor of Wilson, is maybe we'll push back Howl's for the following week. I think that would be fair.
That'd be cool.
And we'll push that back to the following week, and that would be good for us to do here anyways, like with the boys. Yeah. And so maybe with the Dad Turns to Talk guy. Now, guys, the question here is, now that we've ended it, I just officially ended the poll. So the question is, was Jake Stanley's points enough to pull it up? I'm not sure if it was, and maybe we'll make that week 4 tentatively. So I think what we do for right now, we let Treasure Planet win. Chat, let me know if y'all are going to riot if I do that. But we let Treasure Planet win. We put Titan AE on the back burner. And then the following week, we'll do the Ghibli movie in honor of Wilson here, and do Howl's Moving Castle. And we'll go from there. And that way we won't, for another week in a row, make our resident Grumpy Boomer Dixie mad. So what we're going to do Treasure Planet. And then following week right now, unless something changes or we get some kind of crazy super chat in, the plan will be to do Howl's, but we'll talk about it next week. So that's the plan right now, guys. And I'm excited to do that. I'll let the Dads Turn to Talk guys know that Treasure Planet it is. And like I said, with it being Treasure Planet, I might be able to, space pirates, might be able to snag somebody else in the space.
Yeah, so, even if it's just for a little bit.
Right. Cool. Even if they just pop in for a few minutes and say hello. So, but that might be the case. So we'll see what happens. And Jake says he's still happy. And what is Ghibli? No one knows. And 11.5 votes. Yeah. So Pirates in Space. Pirates in Space. But yeah,
Spiders in
doing
space.
That. But then that's cool too. This week we got Tits in Space.
Yeah.
And then next week we got Pirates.
There you go. It's almost like space animation.
Right. It's almost like we planned it. And X-Wang, I'm thinking that he might be the guy. So guys, but I think that's going to be it for the regular portion of the show. But obviously, it is time. If you're not familiar, we're about to get weird.
Wiener, 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 wiener.
Yeah, right. You good?
Right. Yeah. No, I'm good. Good. We're good. Sorry. I was just looking at the chat and not paying attention to shit.
Just look into the abyss.
Staring at all the lovely viewers. You know,
All right,
not
well,
paying
Blaine
attention to anything.
Is also trying to figure out his song.
I was trying to do that. Yeah. You should.
So I will
Camera
go
on you.
first. So we were talking about video games earlier, and Zena's sister graciously sent us her PlayStation 2. So Zena's PlayStation 2 when she was growing up, because I've been jonesing to play a game from my childhood, Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2.
Nice.
And I don't have it yet. I'm going to get it soon. But I did pick up Need for Speed Underground 2
really?
from our local game shop.
You went and bought a copy of it?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because what happened was I gave all my games and my PlayStation 2 to my sister.
Okay.
And then she ended up selling it like a handful of years ago and got rid of all my games.
Right.
Because I had all these games.
Yeah.
But so I went to pick up a copy because I was feeling nostalgic.
Yeah.
And anybody who's played the old Need for Speeds knows.
Oh, that dude.
The music.
Yes, we're so
in
good.
them were so good.
So good.
And I spent so much time playing those. And it's interesting because it's a wide variety of music. It's a lot of hip hop, rap, and like heavy metal. And so a song that popped up and I'd forgotten about was Determined by Mudvayne. Now I've listened to a lot of Mudvayne, but normally it's just a handful of their songs. And this was just one of the songs. I don't know. I just hadn't heard before. I was racing and all of a sudden I started playing and I had like a flashback to like being younger, doing the same thing.
Right.
And I was like, shit, what's this song? And I looked it up and I was Determined by Mudvayne. And it's just heavy and it's hard and it just makes you want to drive fast.
Right.
So
I hadn't
there
listened
you
to
go.
it in ages.
Yeah.
Some
Little
Mudvayne.
flashback for you guys.
What was the name of the song?
Determined.
So check that out. Make sure to check out that song. I was never really a Mudvayne fan, but I appreciate it. So my song is by R.L. Burnside. Now, this guy kind of went a little viral. It's an old man. Basically, what happened was it's this older black dude that made like blues music back in the day. And nobody knew who he was. His stuff got discovered, and they then basically like remixed his stuff and kind of just like filled out the music and kind of updated it for modern stuff. And so it's R.L. Burnside, and the song is Someday Baby. My wife likes him a lot. His stuff is really cool. He's got whole albums on Spotify, or at least a whole album, I know at the very least.
Really?
But yeah, they've remade his stuff. It's really cool. It's really neat. So just give this song a listen to if you like this, and maybe dig into the others. It is. It's like bluesy, but it's like modernized. It's really weird. It's hard to explain. He's playing guitar. It's like slide guitar and stuff. They've added modern instruments and stuff to it. It's kind of like how they've done to like some of the old Elvis songs and things too.
Yeah.
So it's really neat. It's Someday Baby by R.L. Burnside. Check it out. Now, we did have one other. We had a super chat in here from Caveat Ties.
Cave Titty.
Cave Titties. And so I usually make Matt read these, but I'm going to read this one to be nice.
You got this one?
Yeah. And he says, Leck Mick, I'm Arch by Mozart. He loves to give us songs because he listens to a lot of Mozart, apparently.
Like me, yeah.
Yeah, which is great. And he says, like me in the arse.
I don't believe this is really Mozart.
I know.
I have a theory that
he's making it all up.
Cave Titty just makes this up.
It wouldn't surprise me. You know, he's a real kidder, and it's hard to tell when he's joking half the time. So, but I love it. He says, I've been listening for a while, working on my son's car. He had a fender bender. Dude, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Hate to hear that, but as the youths do, they do be having fender benders. Hopefully it wasn't his fault, and hopefully it wasn't the one that's the pilot. Because if you're having fender benders, and then you're in an airplane, you don't want an airplane fender bender. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
wouldn't be good. The last time we saw an airplane fender bender, there was some whole buildings that went down, and we have like a whole memorial based on. You know what I'm saying? Except for those weren't planes that really crashed into it. It was Israeli space lasers, and everyone died.
And so now next week, come to Blaine's TED Talk.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't Israel. It was someone else. Entirely. It was not explosives. It was definitely airplanes that crashed into those buildings. Everyone knows that. But yeah. So anyways, guys, see my wife. It's all jokes. I'm joking. But there is so many, honestly, the 9/11 like lore is so ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
really, that's a fun one to dive into, as to all of the insane theories as to what 9/11 was. I mean, I personally believe that it was that George Bush did it, the whole thing. He was flying the planes and everything,
I don't know. You could almost just do your own channel where you just have discussions
right
about the theories.
Right. I mean, because that's the thing. It's all theories. I'm not saying anything's facts, but anyways, guys, yeah, I think that's been it for today. This has been a fun show, a little bit longer than normal. You guys that have all hung out through the whole thing, we do really appreciate it. This has been really fun, per usual, and always. Like I said, be prepared. Next week we are going to be reviewing Treasure Planet. Took me a minute, and then following that, right now at least, it's looking like we're gonna be throwing down with some Studio Ghibli of some sort, like Howl's Moving Castle. So yeah, we'll see.
The newer one, that came out a couple years ago. It's like Boy and the Heron or something like that. I haven't seen that one.
I haven't seen it. So I am curious about it. But yeah, we appreciate it, guys. And if you haven't yet, make sure to like and do all that. And obviously, I'm sure all of you guys are subbed. But if you haven't at this point, do that. What are you doing? And guys, we really appreciate all the supers, all the love, you guys showing up in the chat, showing up here. We were over 100 some odd people earlier, and just you guys for hanging out in these streams. It's been a lot of fun. This was a great show. Started out a little crazy with me setting things up incorrectly, but y'all hung with it. So guys, tons of fun. It was great. All of y'all take it easy, and we will be back before you know it. We'll see you next week with the Dad's Turn to Talk Boys and Bob Loves Movies. Everybody take it easy. Later.
Later, guys.
But for the first time in my life, I'm 18 and I can say, fuck you!
Steven, I didn't sell out, son. I bought in. Keep that in mind. That kid is gonna make one hell of a lawyer, huh?
Yeah, he takes after his father. He's a son of a bitch.
Fuck you, dear.